And welcome back to the Dreamcasting Gaming Podcast. We're back at today -1. I haven't got Carl with us today, but at this round table will be myself, Raphael, Sean, and Terence. And today we are going to have a discussion on a few things. With a mixture really. So I think our last episode, we didn't really, touch on that many games, but we do have a few games that we do want to speak about today. And also a few films. But before we go into any of those, we're just going to run around the table quickly, see how everyone's been, quick introductions and move on. So without further ado, Terence, how you been? What's new, if anything? Talk to us and let us know.
Yeah, man. I've been alright. Just been not gaming as much as I would like to. Been probably watching more than I've been gaming, but I've been gaming. Managed to finish Assassin's Creed finally. Like I was telling you guys, I'm nearly at 100 hours. Put the game down. I was like, damn.
Could you just say which Assassin's Creed is taking 100 hours?
To be honest, the last few I've probably clocked in some of the time. So I was finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I did all the DLC, all of that stuff. Before that, I had probably the same amount of time in Odyssey. The thing about these games, they're very Ubisofty games, isn't it? In terms of like checklists and whatnot. And with Valhalla, they try to alter the formula a bit. And what I would say to that is that instead of it doesn't feel bloated, but it feels like a lot of filler. So where they've got rid of a lot of the, little checkpoints, this on the map and all of that stuff. It's just it's just a game that's just full of filler. Like,
the story's full of a lot of filler.
Yeah. The game story should have been cut in half. Like, it's just, it drags and drags and drags and drags and drags and drags.
Even then it would still feel quite long. Even if you cut it in half.
But one thing I will say about Assassin's Creed is that, I do love the storytelling, man. Like, they're very clever with the storytelling. The way they've fused.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed since I think the one in London where it was the brother and sister, maybe
Syndicate.
Okay, yeah. So what I wanted to know is there still a story with Terminus? Is there still like someone jacking into this thing and it going back in time? Is that so that's still going on?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
yeah, still going on.
Because I like
still
that
going on.
So okay, good.
They like I said, they've done it really well. They fused Norse mythology gods with the Isu, which are the gods in not the gods, the first civilization characters from the Assassin's Creed series. So the way it's done, it's done really well. Like I said, I think I was saying to Sean earlier that the game is intended to be played as a female for the story. If you play the game from beginning to end, you will know that you should select the female character, which sucks because if you play the male character, which I did, the story feels a bit confusing. And then when you get to the end, you're like, it's because I should have been playing as a woman. Because there's a lot of twists and turns with assassins and Vikings and whatnot. But like I said, it's a decent game. I'll mark it down. I'll probably give it like a 7. Like I would give it 6.5, 6.57 because I think the filler just makes it. It's basically a live service game. The way it's constructed and
live service. How's that possible?
Yeah. What I mean by that is that like you go in, every time you go in, there's this merchant who has different stuff for you to buy
Okay.
And like even like there's territories that you have to claim, and there's probably like 16 of them, but literally it just feels so repetitive and it feels so mundane that I heard someone say you should play Assassin's Creed is meant to be played as a live service game. You go in, you have a bit of fun, you hop out, go in, have a bit of fun, hop out, and I can see that. Because I was playing it as, let me get from beginning to end, so then it just gets a bit, whereas Whereas if I took it as, oh, this is a game I'm going to play for the course of 2 years or a year, it would have made sense. But that's not how I play games. I play games beginning to end. Let's bash it out.
Fair dues.
But yeah, man. Yeah, other than that, that's all I've been playing. It consumes all my time. I'm looking forward to Astro Bot that comes out.
Yes.
Are you going to be going on to Mirage? Since there's another Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah,
I'm planning to move to Mirage.
Yeah, but I need a bit of a break, man. Astro Bot's that break. You know you gotta get a filler. I'm tired of stabbing people in third person and all that. Let me play some light-hearted platforming. But yeah. And then on the movie side, I watched Trap.
Okay, yeah. I just got. I should probably be watching that soon.
It's an M. Night Shyamalan film.
Yeah. So for me,
is it not his daughter who made this one, or is it him?
No. This is him. This is him. His daughter stars in it though. His daughter is
okay
in the film. What I'll say is M. Night Shyamalan. For me, the only one of his films that I've liked from beginning to the end is Sixth Sense. It's not that
you didn't like Unbreakable. You didn't like Unbreakable?
Well, Split right. Actually, Split was the best one to me.
Yeah. Do you know what it is?
So my Unbreakable was definitely my one.
Yeah, Unbreakable was sick as well.
My problem with M. Night is not that he makes bad films. I feel like he has a problem being consistent throughout his films. So he always starts his film with, like, all these films have brilliant ideas, brilliant concepts. But sometimes I feel he doesn't really land on them. And Trap is.
Did you watch the one last year? The Knock in the Cabin Door or something last year?
Yeah. And again, brilliant concept, everything, but it just didn't.
Did you watch Old?
Yep. Again, brilliant concept. Doesn't. He just doesn't. The execution at the end, or it just falls flat for me, which kind of brings the films down a bit for me. But the concepts and what he's trying to do, the themes of the films, I think he's brilliant. I think he needs to hire someone to help him close the film, because like they start so well. Like Trap is an excellent film in the sense that the concept of them trying to they place a trap to catch a killer, which is a concept, and it's all about how he navigates that. And that's all I'll say, because obviously it's an M. Night film, so you got to watch it to be disappointed with how it lands. But highly recommended film.
Okay, I'm definitely watching that. I'll be watching.
Yeah, man. Apart from that, started The Bear, which is
started the what? Excuse me.
The Bear,
as in like the animal.
That TV show.
Yeah, the TV show, which is based on a restaurant.
Oh, I don't know this.
Yeah, The Bear. I recently watched Baby Reindeer. Oh,
yeah, that's good. You should have said. You see, had you said that, Sean. That's something we could have probably spoken about.
Oh, have you watched it?
Yeah, I've watched it.
We can bring that up. We can
definitely add that.
Okay. Yeah, that's me. We'll do that. So you hear that, people listening? That wasn't even part of the plan, but we're going to talk about that Baby Reindeer, because it's not for everyone. I'll say that much. But yeah. So anyway, okay. So Sean, yourself.
Yeah. So for me, I have been doing some gaming, watching some TV shows, watching some movies. So I've been doing a mixture of everything, to be honest. I feel like there's just not enough time. That's my issue. It feels like I don't have enough time for everything I want to do. So I played a little bit of the new game, Black Myth Wukong. If you don't already know about that game, this is a game about, the Monkey King. This is a story. This is Chinese, sort of like mythological story, Journey to the West. It was based on a book called Journey to the West, yeah. So, I grew up watching a TV show called Monkey, which is, was also, Journey to the West in TV show form, obviously comedy. So I grew up on that sort of stuff. And then, like, you see that inspiration shot with Goku, with Dragon Ball, he like his whole character was designed off monkey flying on a cloud, had the stick, all of that. Like it's just been, that's inspired a lot of different sort of like shows, films, all sorts of things. So now to finally get a game that really represents that mythology is really, really good. And as soon as you start it, it's just like it hits you hard right from the start. And it's just like they really just like grab you with the storytelling of what's going on. So I've got in there and I've already like started I've taken on a few bosses, and it's just like this game, like obviously it's got the Souls vibe to it, but this one seems to be more focused on action and, just like like giving you all these powers that you just like, you just don't really get in games often. And it's just like that creativity is just wonderful. And obviously I had to pause that game because the expansion to World of Warcraft, War Within, came out literally 2 days later. So I've been playing that, preparing for the PvP season that kicks off next week. So it's been that, I've been into that, enjoying the start of the expansion. And it's just like, yeah, I've geared my characters ready for the new season. So I'm like preparing for that. And then they announced just the other day about their 20th anniversary, because it's kind of hard to believe it's been 20 years of World of Warcraft. And so there's a lot coming with
20
that
years.
event.
Wait. Did
20
we
years.
get access to it 20 years
No,
ago? Or
no.
we were after. It's
Yeah,
America's.
America was a year before us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
right.
so for us, it'll be 19 years, but America is 20 years.
Jesus, not
So,
that much of
and
a
obviously,
difference then.
I always thought they had to go big for their 20th anniversary, but I wasn't expecting everything they showed with the remodeling of the tier 2 sets, which are some of the best sets in the game. And they got all these dungeons, all these things.
Does
There's
tier
loads.
sorry does
Yeah.
tier 2 have is that the Terminator set for the Warrior, or is it
That was
the
tier 3. The Warrior one was tier 3. Yeah,
that's the one,
that's
yeah.
yeah. But for Paladins, the Judgment set is major. And like it's them doing that, and they've got so much stuff of it. Like I still can't even go through the list of different things they've got going on for the 50th anniversary. They've got loads of stuff, so it's like it's going to be a big patch. Like they're saying that is basically their point one patch, because it's massive, a lot of stuff in it. So there's loads of things going in that. Raids, dungeons, like, like Dire
Mhm.
Maw, Black Rock Depths, they're all
Yeah.
going to be new raids in this content thing. And then there's Time Walking
Okay.
dungeons as well. There's a lot of stuff going on, and it's just like, yeah, that's going to be something major. But yeah, and then obviously the movies, I watched a film called Twilight Warriors, which had Chow Yun Fat.
Okay.
This is a guy, I think he used to do a TV show. I can't remember the name of it though. And obviously he's a bigger guy, like doing comedy kung fu like Jackie Chan was. But I can't remember the name of his show now. But yeah, seeing a movie with him in it again, and it had a really good story. So Twilight Warriors, definitely, if you're someone who's into martial art movies, that's a good one to see. And then obviously a TV show like Baby Reindeer, and then a show called Kin. I watched the first season of a show called Kin, which was good as well. Yeah, and that has been me. But what about you, Raf? What have you been up to?
Okay. So for myself, I think since the last time I've managed to watch a few films, some which I'll mention today. Well, I'll mention them now, really. So I recently watched Alien Romulus. I really enjoyed that. I will say maybe a bit more, but I won't go into it too much a little bit later. I've also watched a film recently released on Netflix called Deliverance. So not the Deliverance from the 70s, which was quite a highly rated film back then, but a new one. So it's sort of like a horror film, but some interesting dynamics, family dynamics, I'd say, with this one. Deals with quite a few things, including child abuse, abandonment, identity crisis, and then supernatural possession and stuff. So it was, yeah, it had things going on with that. Also, had watched Terminator Zero, which was a fantastic anime on Netflix. So that's all I've been doing. Gaming wise, I am very close to the end of Space Marine 1, which is from 2011. And that's just typical me waiting until flipping, how many years later to finally finish a game. But I got to really say, fantastic, holds up. Very, 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 very good story. But again, some twists that I'm probably going to again later. But anyway, yeah, and I've been well. So without further ado, we're now going to move on to our topics of the show, which will include Black Myth. See that? I said myth. This time I've been getting accused of saying another word. But Black Myth Wukong. And as well as this, speaking about this game, I'm sure anyone listening, if you remotely play any games, this would have crossed your radar. You know at this point about the huge success. But I don't own the game. I do hope to get the game at some point. I think among us, Sean would be the only owner, and I know he just spoke a bit about it. I'm going to give him another opportunity to speak a bit more, but I would like to take the opportunity to really, what's the word I'm looking for here? Dissect how a game like this, with no backing from any known publishers, so the big names. And by big names, we usually talk about the big three because they all publish games. So that would be Microsoft, that would be Sony, that would be Nintendo. Has managed to pull off record-breaking numbers and have such insane success. And I really want to talk about that. So that will be the first thing we're going to talk about, and let's roll into that. So Sean,
Yeah.
if you could just dive a little
Yeah.
more into Wukong, what you've experienced so far.
Yeah, so I'd say like one of the things about this game is that it's how it kicked off, and I think any game that starts the way this did tends to lend itself to having a good outcome. When Black Myth Wukong was revealed, it was revealed with gameplay. Like, boom, this is the game. They just showed gameplay. It was about, I think it was like a 5-minute gameplay video. And, you seeing him transform into a bug and fly in. And, obviously, you could see it's the whole, anyone who grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, you could see, yeah, this is the character that Goku was obviously inspired from, the Monkey King. And he's wheeling his stuff, he's doing all these crazy things. And obviously for me, it was straight, oh, this is, Monkey from the TV series, this is the character. And, they just showed gameplay. And yet they showed not just good graphics, they showed good combat gameplay. To the point that no one thought it was real, everyone called it a tech demo. So there was all those concerns. I had those concerns too, that this is an unknown developer, a Chinese developer. They haven't gotten any AAA games that people know about that have done well. So, you couldn't trust that this was actually real gameplay because it looked too good to be true. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago that they showed the game, and it was just gameplay. It weren't oh yeah, here's a cinematic. And, a lot of games, they like to try to hype people up with a cinematic with no gameplay. These guys was just straight gameplay. This is it. And everyone thought it was a tech demo because it looked too good to be true. But what they did consistently through the years is just give people more gameplay. They weren't like, oh no, we're just gonna just go quiet, not gonna say nothing. They just kept on bringing gameplay. Every year you just see more gameplay from these devs. So it kept on lending to the idea that this is actually a real game and that what we're seeing is what we're going to play. So obviously it's landed. Everyone's now gotten their hands on it, and the previews came out a few months ago, and the previews were saying that, yeah, this is a real game and this plays as well as it looks. And obviously now it's out, it's just exploded. And they say a lot of the success is over in China because, the story Journey to the West is it's folklore in China. So it's respected, it's sourced, and the Chinese players are really behind it. So it's a massive success in China, and that's where a lot of these numbers are coming from, because the game's done 18 million units in 2 weeks. And I can only think of one other game that's done 18 million units. But I think it was Battlefront 2 or Battlefront 1 from EA.
Okay.
I remember
did Cyberpunk do numbers like that? I'm sure. Did Cyberpunk do that? I'm sure it did.
I'm not sure exactly what the numbers were for Cyberpunk.
But not so quickly.
Well,
it wasn't as quick as that, but I think it did.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So this is insane.
In a really short period, a really short time period. And obviously, I've only played probably about 2 hours into the game, so I'm still quite early into the game. And, straight away, it just gets you into the action as soon as, from the open cinematic, you go straight into action, and it's just really good. And what it does, it reminds me of, I played a game back on the PS4, a launch game called Heavenly Sword. Did any of you play Heavenly Sword at all?
I remember that. I remember that game well.
And
She,
Heavenly
she, she,
Sword.
she had the orange hair, right? Did she have orange hair or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
like,
remember it.
you know, the very first starting of Heavenly Sword is you play the character with all their powers, all their abilities.
And then, yeah, something
So,
happens and they
and
lose
then
them.
obviously something happens and it shows you thinking. But with this, it does that, but it's all about the story, and I don't want to spoil it as to
Okay.
why it's different. But you basically get to sample yourself
Mm.
at the best, and
Right.
that sort of just gives you a taste into what you can expect going forward when you start
Right.
to acquire powers and build yourself up. So, you know, I like when games do that because they let you know that, look, this is a taster of what your end game would look like. And
Mm.
obviously you're going to build up to this and decide what you think. But as you go through it, there is so much options. There is skill trees. There's multiple skill trees. You know, it's got so much depth to it because you're just looking at it as an action game. You're just thinking, all right, I'm going to get these powers, but you don't realize
Yeah.
how much is in the game. It's got multiple skill trees,
Mm.
multiple stances. Like there's all these different things that are going on, and then multiple transformations.
Right.
Like it's just like depth on top of depth. So it's just like they give you so much to play with, and it's like, you know, you're doing all that. You do have like the checkpoints, and enemies respawn at checkpoints if you choose to rest and refill your flask, just like a Souls game would be.
Yeah.
But in combat with this, different to like Souls games, like there's a lot of things with like blocking and parrying. This game,
Yeah.
you only dodge. You don't have block. You don't parry. You just dodge. And I think that simplification helps a lot of people into the Souls-like genre because you're not having to focus on trying to time your parry or time a block.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
dodge. As long as you can dodge an attack, you're good to go. You just dodge it,
Mm.
yeah, and you fight. And then obviously you're using your abilities and you got to try to read your enemy because they can do all different things. So they've done a lot there, and it's the fact that the combat is smooth. It's like you're getting smooth gameplay, and then you're having graphics like visually is one of the best looking games I've played this year, like by far. And I'm playing it at max settings on a RTX 3080, and yet there's still some settings I can't use because the RTX 4000 series have like a AI frame generation, and that setting I can't even switch it on
Mm.
because it's exclusive to the next generation of cards. So like I'm still probably not seeing it
Mm.
at its complete best. Um, so the game just sort of hits all the like it just checks those boxes. If you're looking for action game, you're looking for fantasy, you're looking for something that, you know, if you grew up watching Monkey like I did, it just sort of hits all of that, and it's just it delivers on that. And yet there's story to it, so you're getting the cutscenes and you're getting actual story, because that's something that I felt was missing anytime I played a Souls game. It's just sort of just like you're thrown in, you know, and then you're just going around and doing stuff, but there isn't really that many cinematics that are very like there isn't that linear story that's just like, you know, you're seeing cutscenes and people having character and chatting to you. I don't really see that when I played the Souls games compared to this, where it's like this
Oh,
is
it's there.
giving
It's definitely
you
there.
that. Yeah, I mean, when I
Mm.
watch Elden Ring, I've seen a few cutscenes, um, but this one seems like it's more traditional, like a traditional single player game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
feel like you're getting that sort of like a linear story, and you're getting characters introduced to you and they're talking to you, and there's just all of this going on. It's just like it is more, you know. I think there's just that more structure to it, because it's not an open world game. You have open areas, but yeah, you know, it's still got that structure where there's certain areas you can't go to, and you've got to go a certain way. So it does sort of still play like a normal single player action game. But yeah, you know, so far so good for me. Obviously, that I still need to get deeper into the game. But yeah, the game broken records on Steam with concurrent players. I saw the charts and it's only second to PUBG. So PUBG still number one, um, most concurrent players at the same time playing a game on Steam. Number one is PUBG and number two is Black Myth Wukong. It beat Power World, so Power World was there previously. And to me, you know, so far,
Okay.
I'd say that, yeah, you know, Power World is probably one of my games of the year this year.
Mm.
And yeah, you know, obviously I still go deeper into Black Myth, but yeah, it's good to see that these indie games that have really like gone hard on their gameplay, you know, they're sort of like getting the success that they deserve, and it's like it's so good to see
And
that
it's single
gamers are
player,
like,
right?
yeah, single player, yeah, we're all single player.
Power World and PUBG are online multiplayer games, so will have online components. So to see
Yeah, I mean, because you
see a
can do
single
power
player
with a single
game on,
player.
but to see a game on Steam
Doing them
that's
kind of
single
numbers
player,
is
that's single
is
player,
Yeah, it's
phenomenal.
crazy.
man.
Which
I think the only one that came close was what single player game is ever? It's Cyberpunk. That's it.
and
Cyberpunk, yeah,
Hogwarts
Cyberpunk
Yeah,
as well.
Hogwarts
yeah,
did as well.
Cyberpunk.
What's Hogwarts on Steam?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
Yeah,
that was
but
an Epic Games exclusive.
it didn't do. I think it was Epic
No, it
Games.
was the biggest selling game of that year. Remember
No,
that?
but
It
I mean,
outsold. It
like, I
We're
outsold.
think it
talking
was
about the
Epic
Steam
Games
numbers.
exclusive to begin with. I think it was.
Yeah.
It didn't go straight to Steam. I don't think it went straight there. I
No,
think it
it
might have
did
been Epic
because
Games
I got
exclusive.
it.
So
I got it.
not
It was on
disputing
Steam.
the
I got it.
numbers, not disputing the sales figures,
Hmm.
but
Oh,
what we're
okay.
saying is the concurrent players,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
I
Steam
get you.
concurrent players of Black Myth is only second to PUBG. That's huge because that's all
Yeah.
time.
That's bonkers.
Yeah. It's
That's
huge.
bonkers.
It's
But
absolutely
that
huge.
allows me to go straight into the point and discussion I wanted to have on that. A game like that breaking that sort of a record really is to be paid attention for everybody in the industry, no matter if they want to deny it, no matter if they want to act like, oh, it's just a flash in the pan. You can't deny these numbers. And again, for me also, as I said before, it's worthy of a case study simply on the fact that a game with no backing from really any of the ones that are noted in gaming, okay? They're an indie developer. Did you see any massive, would you say, promotion for this game anywhere? Did you see them in any bus stops, any trailers amongst some
No, definitely not.
films? Nothing like that.
Mm.
Did we see it, splattered all over social media? I didn't. And yet it's got the kind of reach as if it had a marketing budget of an epic blockbuster film in Hollywood. And I believe, and I'm pretty sure people study these, they go to university to study these things, to be a professional in these marketing fields. And it's going to be very interesting to try and work out how on earth could they have pulled that off. Is it as simple
You know what
as,
it is?
wait, let me finish. Is it as simple as, communicating, with their base? No, I don't think it's
No,
that. Is it as simplified as, it's word of mouth, it was going to be good? Is it, excuse the cat guys, is it anything just like that?
I know what
I
it
don't
is.
know. Okay.
I know what it is.
You say.
It's China. China is a massive economy. You know that they say that China
Well,
I was
we
just
know
about to
that.
say that it's
second
China.
largest. Yeah, it's the second largest economy to America. So we don't see that promotion here. They might have been promoting it massively in China, and that's
So
why it's so
are
successful.
these
So
numbers
they say the
that we're
majority of
seeing?
China.
So
Yeah.
these numbers we're seeing, is that to
It's
be
majority
accredited to China?
Chinese players. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Majority China. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But it's
Okay.
worldwide numbers, and the majority is China. So they're all
Very
Chinese
well.
players that have like massively made this a massive success.
Well,
And it's because it's a game that represents their, they've obviously
culture.
gone all out to support
their
it.
culture.
Yeah, it's representing their culture. So they've all gone out to support it. So it's like
That's good.
anytime they've looked
But
at
what
sales numbers, it's all China.
but what this shows, it shows why these companies want their games to succeed in China.
Yeah.
Like China is such a huge market. That's why
Yeah.
even movies they cut deals with China and stuff, because if you crack the Chinese market, then
Yeah.
it's more lucrative.
Yeah.
It's more lucrative than the US market, the UK market.
It
Look
is.
at that.
It's
The
very
game
true.
alone, like the majority of the sales is from China, 18 million.
Yeah.
Zelda and Hogwarts did over 22 million last year. This game has done 18 million worldwide in
2 weeks.
a couple weeks. Zelda and Hogwarts took 12 months to do like 24. And this is because of the power of China.
It's true.
There you go, mate. tell Sony and Microsoft if you're gonna crack it,
Yeah, man.
do
They
a
need
monkey
to,
game.
listen. Yep, they need to do something because
Let Marcus Phoenix fly around on a
On a
cloud.
cloud,
yeah, on the cloud. Yeah, that would be funny. And I've
Give them
seen
a
some
tell.
funny mods. I've seen some funny mods already for this game as well. It's too funny.
I saw a Darth Maul one. I was like, oh god, there we go.
Yeah, this is something ridiculous.
And it worked as well. I was like, actually, it was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's obviously a massive success, and it's good. And this is despite the Western media trying to like push some agenda about this game doesn't have diversity. A game about a Monkey King, mind you, doesn't have diversity. Like a game about Monkey Kings and gods. They're talking about diversity needs to be in this game, and there isn't good female representation. It's
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I was gonna say it's a shame, innit? Because like I think we were talking about this before. Like there's just something about like the Western media when they latch onto something, they really try and drag it. But I think
push an agenda. Yeah.
the difference is, and this is why you got to respect. The difference is you can't play them games with China. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like they don't care about.
They don't care about these issues. Yeah,
Not at all.
Because if this was any other developer, they would have been an apology. They would have been.
We're sorry. We'll do this.
Yeah, look at Ubisoft. Ubisoft. Till this day, I don't understand what that Assassin's Creed apology was. They apologized for Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed that's coming out. They put an apology.
Yeah, they put an apology.
What apology for what?
Thank you. So apparently, there's been a lot of like online backlash because of the black samurai.
Oh, Yasuke.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Yosuke and the female protagonist. There's just been a lot of discourse. So they put out something about how they apologize and something about culture and Japanese culture. They even put the apology out in Japanese.
Because I think the Japanese had some blowback about that because
because it is.
He's not been verified to be a samurai.
Yeah.
He was a warrior or something like that.
It's a game.
Exactly. I'm like, mate, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, it's not based on reality, is it?
Yeah, but this is the thing. You do an Assassin's Creed game, like we've seen multiple Assassin's Creed games, when they did Assassin's Creed 2 and it was based in France, the main character was Ezio, he's a French character. And then Altair was also an Arab.
Italian. Was Italian.
Middle East. Who?
Yeah.
Who's Italian?
Ezio. Assassin's Creed 2 was in Italy.
Was it Italy? Yeah. What?
Yeah. Remember that they had a fictional version of Michelangelo making all those gadgets for it.
Yeah. And obviously Altair, the first Assassin's Creed, he was a Middle Eastern. He was based in the Middle East.
Right.
So you now have Assassin's Creed in Japan, and your main protagonist is a black guy who's a samurai who's seen in videos beating down Japanese samurai, and that for them is very insulting. And it's understandable because it's not. As a black person myself, I don't know what he's doing in there. I'm like, I always wanted to stuff in Japan.
Exactly. What's this guy doing?
I think about playing a shinobi, a ninja. Like it's the perfect setting for an Assassin's Creed or an assassin. So like Japan and shinobis, they're known for ninjas, and that it's a perfect matchup. And we get a black samurai. I'm like, not a ninja, a black samurai. And I'm like, what? Who thinks of this? It's such a terrible idea, and it's obvious it is forced diversity. They only did it for diversity. There wasn't no other reason for this character to even exist.
I understand the backlash as well. I understand it as well. Just like with you, like every Assassin's Creed, I've just played Valhalla. You're playing a white
Viking,
or male or female Viking with the Viking hair.
Yep.
The person's not Chinese. The person's not black.
The person's not Indian.
The person's not from Italy. He's not from France. He's from Norway. He's a Dane.
Exactly. And then Odyssey, same thing. The Romans, weren't they? It's a male or female Roman. You're not playing as a Chinese character. You're not playing as a black person. Like,
the same with Origins. You play an Egyptian, a black Egyptian.
And if I remember correctly, didn't they do remember Freedom Cry? It made sense in what was it, Assassin's Creed 4?
Slave,
Yeah.
He plays a slave.
And it made sense in that setting. I was like, all right, they wouldn't dare do that kind of stuff now because it makes
And
sense.
then here, he plays a black man in Japan. It's just weird.
It's so awful.
Listen, I saw him smashing people to pieces. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then they thought they could soften the blow by giving you a Japanese character, but they've made her like a female shinobi, weak, whatnot.
Yeah.
And people are not feeling it.
Do we think it's going to do well?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to do too well. I mean, because Star Wars Outlaws, I expected that to do well, and like because it's Star Wars, you know. I've always remembered Star Wars just on the name Star Wars.
Yeah, but that name has been sullied now. It's been sullied.
Yeah,
that name doesn't hold the way it had before. Doesn't.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to do that. It took 3 to 4 trash films. It took some bad games, some bad treatment to long life Star Wars fans.
Like I haven't watched I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, isn't it? So I haven't seen a lot of the series, but I heard just through online discourse that that the new show was like, Star Wars fans didn't like it because they thought it was too woke. I haven't seen it. They said apparently there's lots of females,
I've heard
people of color in, like, they just made it.
The thing is, the people of color stuff.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I mean, there's talk of that, but Star Wars has had people of color from whenever, you know.
But I think they're
that's not new
in terms of the specific roles. And,
I think,
like the female leads, the forced female leads.
That's what I'm saying.
It was very female centric.
Everyone
very female centric.
Yeah, look, because it's Ray in the movies, and then it's a black girl in the TV show. Like, there's a lot of this female leads going on now. And obviously,
but we know why. South Park told us why.
Certainly did. Put a chicken in it.
And it's just like, and you're forgetting the fan base is these old balding white men. Like, that's just that is the truth.
Well, that's the people who. That's the people who pay. They're the ones who put money in the bank for you. So you want to keep insulting them, then you know what's going to come with that.
And apparently the woke series got cancelled. That's what I've been seeing.
Yeah. It's been cancelled.
And it's funny because one of them tweeted and said, the show's been cancelled because of these people that don't want a female lead with diverse characters. And then, like, the response to it is like,
that's not true.
What about the Fallout TV series? And it's like, it's true. If you respect a source material, it doesn't matter if you've got female lead and diverse characters. If you respect the source material and respect your fans, like, you can have a good, successful show. Fallout TV series has a female lead and diverse characters, and everybody loves the Fallout TV show.
Absolutely.
See what
they respect the source material.
Respect the source material. They don't respect the source material.
The lead is female and black, and one looks like a monster. You don't even know if he's black or white. The ghoul.
It's all mad. The ghoul it's all mad. I had to finish that show. I didn't finish it.
Oh, you finished that?
You didn't finish the Fallout?
I didn't finish Fallout because I think
Oh.
I went away, so I started watching it before I went away, and then I didn't continue it when I got back. That is very strange. So I shall put that top of my priority to do from tonight. Actually, yeah, that's kind of messed up there, to be honest.
It's absolutely insane. Like, I think people just don't want to be insulted. Like, you know, people are fine with diversity. It's when you're trying to force it and just like you're doing things that don't make no sense. You're not respecting the source material where these things are coming from. It's like that's the part that annoys people. No one had a problem with Mace Windu in Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was a black character. Like, no one had a problem with that.
Orlando.
Orlando.
Yep, no problem at all.
It's like we said it. It's like we said, it's just the force. It's the force. Like, it's like why is Penguin a female?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, listen.
Oh, God.
It's just the forced aspect. No one's saying that. Like you look at Batman and you think Batman has some of the best female villains, like Poison
Absolutely.
Ivy, like
Oh yeah, remember there was supposed to be a film, a Batwoman film, and they cancelled it.
yeah,
Remember that?
yeah.
Yep.
It's
It
just
was.
who asked for a Batwoman film? Like,
But Batman is one of the least IPs that you need to gender swap because they have so much strong
yeah,
female
there's a female characters,
character.
and yeah, Catwoman had her own film. She's had two. You know, like, and yet, why did they feel the need to gender swap Batman to Batwoman? It's crazy. But they obviously cancelled that before it came out because they knew it was going to bomb terribly. They knew.
And the thing is, it's where these ideas are coming from. It's not like they don't come about naturally. They sit down and think, yeah, you know, we got to do this and we have to do this.
Yeah.
They don't.
And speaking of bombing, Sony recently pushed out a game called Concord. And Concord was a game that had it was from the ground up when they started talking about the game. They were talking about, this is the most diverse game. They're very proud with their DEI tweets and all of this stuff. Diverse characters. And the game came out 2 weeks ago, had the lowest amount of players seen on Steam, because obviously, like, we can't see the console statistics that we can see on Steam. They had the lowest player counts that any game released in recent years has ever had. And the game...
Yeah, I heard it was like 600 on Steam.
Yeah, 600 concurrent players. That's really
horrendous, man. How the hell?
And that was also on the open beta. Imagine that's when it's free. Anyone could play it. Open beta. And yeah, it couldn't even
so
break
the open beta only managed to have 600 people play it.
I think the open beta had like 1,000 players, and that's
terrible.
Incredibly low for open beta. Like,
yeah, and
here's a comparison.
For the release.
Black Myth Wukong's had a software that you could benchmark your thingy.
Oh yeah.
The benchmarking tool had something like 60,000 players on Steam.
Jeez.
And Concord's open beta couldn't even break 2,000.
So what do you think is what do we think is? I'm not an online person. So why do you think this happened?
So
what,
for
with,
one,
with
I think
Wukong?
it's
with Concord.
With Concord. So straight away, it's because it looks like an Overwatch clone, and I think there's fatigue with that because you've got games like Valorant already there, and we've had quite a few like Marvel rivals,
and there's more coming.
Yeah,
I think
the Valve one, Deadlock,
yeah.
So I think there's fatigue with that already. They've made all their characters so diverse they look terrible. I think that's a massive problem. I think a lot of times when people want to play a game like Overwatch, you want to play cool looking characters. Like you look at Overwatch, you're looking at Reaper and Tracer, and these characters look cool. You want to play as them. You look at Concord's players, and it's like the characters they've got, they just look awful. You've got a robot that is they, them. You've got these fat characters, and everything none of the characters look good. None of them look good. So the character designs are they're so generic and so like bad. Like they're trying so hard to be diverse that they just don't appeal to anyone. So no one cares about the characters in that game. And they, it's just they're just trying to push that diversity thing and then you'll come with a game mode like Overwatch. This is just a combination of bad things. And they've put it out, and then I've seen some tweets from like the game devs, and they're trying to they're calling people who don't like the game skillless retards and stuff like that. It was like actually insulting people.
Yeah, that's
it was just like
very
what?
mature.
Like what is skillless freaks? That's what it's saying. Skillless freaks. That's what it was calling people that didn't like the game because everyone's got their reasons for not liking the game. But actually, I would have said the shock of no one, but to the surprise of everyone, they announced they're shutting down the game, refunding people, and taking the game offline in just 2 weeks after launching. I think that is a new world record for a game.
I've never heard
of such a thing.
And what does anybody know what it costs to make that game?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Huh?
200 million.
Yeah, I heard it's
Jeez,
like
come on, man.
200 million.
Wait, stop.
8 years of
200
development.
million.
And 8 years of development.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Well, that
let me
got
stop there.
debunked. That got debunked because the studio isn't even 8 years old. So I think that was
Oh, is
people
it?
just.
Yeah, okay.
It's
So
a new
let's
studio,
just
Firewall.
let's try and put this into perspective here. Was this game really publicized to us for its development? Because I don't remember hearing much about
it was only
it
announced
at
at
all.
the State of Play. It was a recent
Right,
State of Play
so
a few months ago, wasn't it?
so they pumped 200 something into that, and yet it wasn't even really shoved in our faces until very recent. And it was never really shoved in our faces because we didn't even really know about it like that. What kind of insane budget is that for a game that's not even? Again,
Apparently, it had to do with diversity and stuff like that. That they were given funding for things that were involved with
okay, so that's where
making
the
a
money came
diverse
from.
game.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think just to put the backstory to it, so Sony bought the studio I think a couple of years ago.
Right.
So they had a partnership and then they just bought the studio outright. So this was already in development.
Okay.
So
This makes sense.
this was Sony. I think Sony, because remember there was a point where Sony were like, we're doing live service now.
Yeah, live service games. Yeah,
then they
that's another
cancelled.
one.
So I think this was one of those. I believe this was one of those projects that Sony bought because they thought they were going to be like a live service publisher. So I think the investment in the project, I think Sony just had to it had to come out. You can tell they sent it out to die, but I don't think even Sony themselves thought it would die like this.
Yeah,
but I don't think Sony.
I don't think anyone did. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Sony thought this would be a huge success, but I think the way it's bombed, I think even it's taken Sony by surprise.
Yeah.
and I think one of the obviously like games of service, everyone's trying to chase that carrot. I think these publishers need to understand that like the amount of time it takes to create a game, you shouldn't be chasing trends because when they started developing this game, like hero shooters are all the range, isn't it? Like there was loads. It was probably Overwatch.
Remember,
thingy
Battleborn was trying to be made.
Yeah.
All these games.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Forgot
about that one.
But when you're chasing trends, that's what happens, isn't it? Because you bring something out and everyone's either solidified with what they're already playing or they've moved on. And I think the way the industry is, I think the industry's moved on from games of service.
Yeah,
they've moved on. Like obviously you're going to get your Fortnites, your Apex Legends, and all of that, which Overwatches, whatever that do well. But I think as an industry, they've moved on. Like we've been gaming long enough to see all the trends. First it was like single player, then it was like online. Then it was like remember when every game
zombie games?
Online?
I remember there was a zombie game.
Zombie games like this hero shooter. It's gone. Like the ones that are here, they have it.
If you haven't already got it, you're not gonna get it now.
Of course not.
It's just not it.
So
you're not established now. You're not part of it.
And it'll be interesting to see where Sony go from here, because I think in the long run they can potentially be in trouble as a publisher. So I know everyone's laughing at Microsoft. But what Microsoft's doing is smart because they're putting their games everywhere. So they're getting money. They're getting money from everywhere. But what I'll just finish. What I mean is like with Sony, if Sony's bread and butter is doing the same type of games, you don't really expand the market from there. The whole reason why they did games of service is because they're trying to extract more money from different avenues. But that's flopping. So all they've got to do is okay, let's go back to Uncharted. Last of Us 3, you're not really growing your audience.
Back to Horizon,
but people are laughing at Microsoft, but with Microsoft putting their games everywhere, they're getting everyone, they're getting change from everybody. So it'll be interesting to see what Sony do.
You don't think Sony could reach out to some of their IPs that haven't been used for a while? Like Haze and stuff like that.
Haze is Ubisoft.
Haze is Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Not really like that.
Their IPs, what do they have? They have, in terms of shooters, they have what? Killzone.
Yeah, Killzone's missing.
Yeah, but then guys are doing Horizon in it, so I think they're going to stick to doing Horizon. Because Horizon does actually sell.
So yeah, man. So it'll be interesting to see what Sony do in terms of this this
And
online.
and they also have their VR situation too. So it's not, you're right, it's not looking good for Sony.
It is not looking good for
Sony
them.
definitely on some bullshit, man.
In terms
Definitely
of
not
like,
good for them.
in terms of like, how do you like? Obviously, Sony are always going to make good single player games, isn't it? But as a business, you need to expand, isn't it? You need to
Of course.
resource.
Well, it depends, man, because you can overreach and your business can suffer because of that. So you got to look at. I mean, it depends. Some people just don't know when to call it.
No, but you look at it like this. You release, let's say you release Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man does, I don't know, 20 million. The whole point is, okay, the next time round, you don't want to make 20 million again, right?
Well, you don't want to make
more
20
revenue.
million. That's why you started putting it on PC. And look what that
Exactly.
did. That changed everything. But now you're trying to go beyond that, and that could
they're
be a
overreaching
problem.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Now you're just going too far.
Because you're
And this is
overreaching
where
in an area that
you
you
got to
have
know
no
your lane.
expertise in.
Yeah, exactly. You got no expertise in there. You didn't do your due diligence. You don't understand how even some of these successes came about. Some of these successes were actually accidents, but failed projects that then went on to do great things. They weren't planned to be they didn't sit and say, right, Fortnite is going to be the big success. No one sat down and said that was going to happen.
Yeah, Fortnite was a tower defense game.
Exactly. It was it was birthed off
It's a
of
failed
failure.
game, I mean, yeah.
Right? And it came, and also it did things, it innovated at the time how it did things. It built very good relationships with partners. That's another thing as well. A lot of those crossovers were built with great rapport with the people that I partnered with. And then it became cultural. So Fortnite's cultural. Now, Fortnite is like how Warcraft was 15 years ago. Warcraft hit cultural status. When you start seeing it in films and regular people chatting about it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is big time now. Sony's forgetting that they have that already. Now, it's like, it's like I'm not sure if you know the story with the dog with the bone who looks in the pond and sees a dog with a bigger bone, jumps in there and loses his bone. It's that kind of scenario. You effectively, it's like, for instance, anyone coming and saying, oh, you know what? I'm just getting into gaming. I've got my kid just getting into gaming. I want a machine, but he's going to play by himself. I don't want him playing online. You're going to send him to the PlayStation because he's got his God of Wars. He's got his Killzone. Listen to me. He's got his God of War. He's got his Horizons. He's got, what's the other one there? The Last of Us. These are smash on top of smash on top of smash. They have that. No one can really touch them in that area. Then you have the things like, what's the, not Astro, but what's the other one? Not Jack and Daxter. Whatever it is anyway. They got a few of those.
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Little Big Planet. Yeah, that too, but there's the other one, the robot one. And he's got the friend. Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank. And they have that. What could have happened, and there was talks of it, obviously, that they tried something with, it looks like The Last of Us, and that got shut down because of the live service route. But I think at this point, they need to pull back and allow some of their guys to maybe branch out a bit, and present some new ideas. But if they're looking to really go into a field and try and get into that, it's not going to work. Ask all these other platforms who try to come out and do live, streaming. Netflix mastered that. Disney, you got parks, you got films, you've got merchandise. You're trying to come into streaming and then wondering why it's bombing for you. Greed. Corporate greed is insane, particularly when it gets to that level. Absolute greed. You don't see Netflix saying they were going to open up a theme park. You don't hear Netflix saying, I'm selling merchandise. They don't do that. They stay where they've mastered.
To be honest, Disney's Netflix's closest rivals. They're not too far behind them.
Yeah, it's not that, but listen, yes, in terms of numbers, but in terms of making money, they're nowhere near it. They lose so much money, because it's not the pandemic anymore. Okay, it's not the pandemic. You have to keep putting up your price. People are like, man, and then you got the whole problem of you got a film come out, but people on Disney Plus, no, that film's going to be on Disney Plus in about 6 weeks. I'll just wait. That's a problem in itself too. So they're realizing that, and it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good at all for these guys.
I mean, the thing, I think Sony are looking at things as obviously single player games. They make finite money, and they're obviously looking at the live
They
service.
wanna,
You know, you look at the
yeah,
Genshin
they want
Impact.
money keep coming in.
They're making hundreds of millions per month. You know, and it's like money just keeps on coming in.
Well,
Exactly.
you
So
know,
they're looking
listen,
at that stuff, and
stop,
that's what they want.
Sean, listen. If they wanted that, they wouldn't have messed up the. Well, what MMO did they have that time?
Hmm?
Didn't they have an MMO? Didn't Sony have an MMO?
EverQuest.
Was it
They've
EverQuest?
had EverQuest. They've had
EverQuest. Yeah, EverQuest.
EverQuest.
Okay,
Yeah,
well look,
EverQuest is one of theirs. They had their Sony online
Yeah.
stuff, and they had
yeah,
DC Universe. You think about
yeah,
DC
that's what I was
Universe,
about
I
to
think.
say. I'm sure they had something quite significant. Didn't work
Yeah,
out, did it?
but obviously that's sort of that's the MMO. That was their chasing after World of Warcraft back then.
They did. This is my
But
point.
now obviously
Chasing
they've moved.
after something.
Yeah, they always and it's not
Chasing.
Sony. EA does it. They've all tried.
They all
But
do
they
it.
don't. But
They've
they all
all
listen.
tried it.
They
So
all
it's
do
not
it. And guess what?
Sony.
And guess what?
Everyone's
Guess what? They all do it, but nobody failed as hard as Sony has just, have they? Nobody had a Concord situation, did they? Nobody. So yes, they all do it, but nobody has.
Thingy had
Nobody.
Anthem. EA had Anthem, but it took a good
Yeah.
year or two
I was
before
gonna
they
say,
closed that
yeah.
down.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Anthem didn't go
Anthem.
out like that, Sean. It didn't go out like that.
Warner Brothers had Gotham Knights, so a lot of these people are
Anthem was worse in the sense that
Was it?
Square Enix had Marvel Avengers. They closed that down. So Sony's not the only one. They've all put their hands in the live service. The
Yeah,
chase.
but
They're
not
all
like
chasing
this,
after.
man. Listen,
So
my
this is
point
the biggest
2
failure.
weeks.
This is the biggest failure for sure.
Those
This is
guys
like
at
the
least
biggest.
had some people playing.
Also, FYI, it's not them saying that the game's never coming back. They've refunded
Yeah,
everyone.
I reckon it's coming back as free to play.
Yeah, because everyone's saying it's going to be.
I reckon
They're
that's
just,
what's
yeah, they're just going to make it free
They're
to play.
gonna remodel it. Yeah, they're gonna
Yeah, because
remodel it.
people were obviously saying that no one wants to pay £40 for.
Yeah.
I think it was
That could be
£40
true.
when
Yeah.
all the games and all the similar games are all free. All the other games are free.
Yeah.
Even Marvel Rivals, which is the exact same game, is free. And
Marvel's free as well.
Yeah, Marvel.
Because I know Valorant is and Overwatch 2 is.
Yeah, free to play. And then they come and they go, yeah.
And they come, they're like, yeah, £40. They're crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't know where they'll go with that. So yeah,
So that's why they
that's
refunded
what's gonna
everyone.
happen.
And they'll just bring it back as
they're gonna come back.
yeah, so it's not like they haven't cancelled it all. They've been like, oh no, they've just given everyone back their money because they're thinking, okay, we've done the wrong strategy.
Yeah.
It'll come back. It'll come back. And the funny thing is, it's like No Man's Sky. I think what people forget, bad publicity is good publicity because the minute this game comes back, everyone's going to play it, especially if it's free to play. I feel like people will just jump on it just because it's Concord. Like it's got all the negative press. Oh look, Concord's back. It's free. You probably see the Steam numbers go up. There could be more than 600. Might be 1,000.
Yeah, I mean there'll be more than 600. I'm sure it'll be double.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
1,000.
1,200.
They'll double the player base.
but like I do think it will come back. I think like I said, it'll be. I think Sony just need to stick to what they're good at, and I think when it comes to online stuff,
trying to get these
just partner with people, man.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Look at because they seem to be fumbling the bag with Bungie. I'm like, why did you not have Bungie on Destiny 3? Why were you having to make an extraction game? This is a massive thing.
Yeah, but again, I read into the Bungie situation. That's not a Sony thing. It's only now Sony have stepped in. So they bought them and they were like an independent subsidiary. That's why they were still multi-platform, everything. And Bungie themselves, and Bungie and I think Sony, I was reading Jason Sayers' report, Bungie and Sony have a clause where if Bungie don't bring in a certain amount of money, or they don't hit targets, then Sony then take control, and that's what's happened now. Sony have now taken control, full control of Bungie, because the owner of Bungie, I've forgotten his name, everyone has been cussing him, saying how like he fudged the books, like he's greedy, he's just buying cars.
They'll say, I was showing off his car collection.
His car collection, all of that stuff. So now Sony have come in and been like, okay, but that just leads me to think that who runs Sony? That like my man was able to fudge the books because they bought them for like billions. Like,
A
are they
lot of
gonna make
money,
that
if I
back?
remember correctly. Nah.
Are they gonna make that back? I don't think so.
Yeah, I see some guy tweeted, he's like, this guy literally brought me to his house, showed me his car collection, then fired me the next day.
Eee.
It's mad.
Like, that is mad. I was like, that is so mad. And so yeah, big issues there. But I heard that, the play test for Marathon was terrible. And yeah, everything hit the fan. And the fact that they said that they weren't even, Destiny 3 wasn't even in development. I was like, what are you lot doing? Like, that's your surefire game that can sell. You lot should have been developing that game rather than Marathon. But yeah, it's all, it looks like it's all up in smoke now. So I can't really see Bungie making a comeback. So yeah, we'll just see what happens in the future. But yeah, like Sony's live service play is looking bad.
Oh, well. So, I mean, that's a complete different spectrum there. Failure, yeah, huge success, and an absolute failure here from Concord.
To be honest,
So
they did have I was gonna say they did have
Helldivers did well.
Helldivers. Yeah, Helldivers one of
That's true.
the biggest selling games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that's having like people saying that the player base has fallen off quite a lot.
Yeah, because of the PlayStation thing, right? On PC, needing to sign in.
Oh no, past that because they already had sorted that out. But yeah, people
Okay.
say that the players have fallen off because obviously lack of content and and it's you're playing essentially one game mode. I don't know how long they expected that to expand for.
Wait. What do you mean? Just one game mode?
Because it's like it's the whole idea of it. It's like a horde mode. That's what the game.
No, but I swear there's missions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's a bit more fleshed out than that.
There's different game modes.
Yeah.
But it's what would you call it? PVE?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. So there's no PvE.
Essentially, it's all PVE. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing the same thing essentially. And I think that was always going to be an issue that people would eventually get tired of that.
Yeah.
So they're seeing a massive drop off on the player base, like even on the Steam charts.
Thing is, maybe because I don't do online games, but like my thing is, it's not a bad thing if like the game came out at the beginning of the year. Like, it's the end of the year. Okay, cool.
And the thing is,
it's okay.
Exactly. It's going to go off at some point. It had insane numbers. I mean, I ain't forgetting that. That game was hot fire.
It's like Pack World. Pack World had insane numbers. People falling off it, not because the game's not good. It's because
it's just that
time
moves on, innit? Yeah.
Time moves on. Not everything can be fought. That's the thing. Not everything can be fought.
Can't be fought, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's what they tried to be in it. Live service game, and that's the idea of live services is that it's supposed to keep you engaged.
Just want to be Fortnite. Not gonna happen.
And it's just it's not a good game model. I think they need to really like focus more on like giving someone an experience, and whether people want to stick around, they stick around, they don't. It's wild.
Exactly.
To build a game with the idea of we want people to play this forever. Like that's just such a crazy mentality to go into making a game.
It's a shame because it's just people just losing their jobs.
That's the bad thing.
Getting shut down. Because talking of live service, look at the Suicide Squad devs. What they called again?
Oh yeah, you said it. You said it was going to happen.
Yeah, I said it was going to happen.
You said it was going to happen.
My thing is, it's only. I feel like the layoffs are just a soft way of because you don't want to close them down straight away. So you do the layoffs.
It's inevitable, man.
Of course it is.
The mad bit is they said one staff was laid off while she was on paternity. I'm like, is that not against the law? That's fucked up. How can you on maternity leave and you pay?
Yeah, if your role is gone, your role is gone.
Exactly. The role's gone,
The role's gone. It's eradicated.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
It just doesn't exist anymore.
That's a whole of a newborn baby. You just get an email saying that you're
listen, you're out. But that hosting
Hope little Billy's doing
was
okay
king.
though.
Yeah, you get me. Yeah, you know.
You
No,
got
what is it?
on your
Miss
kneeboard.
Freeze. They got Miss Freeze in the game. Like what happened? Why are you doing that? Mr. Freeze. No, Miss
Yeah,
Freeze.
I forgot about that.
And then they got
It wasn't Joker, weird.
some weird version of the
weird
Joker I've
thing.
never even seen. I was just like, what is this? This isn't the
Imagine
Joker.
you're
I
This
making
is the
Joker
giggler.
weird
It's not the
after
Joker, it's the giggler.
I call him emo Joker.
Yeah, man, the
crazy.
giggler, man. I saw some comments who put him the giggler. He's not the Joker. He's the giggler, man. I was like, oh, yeah. So that was another failure this year. I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
And that's another studio that they did something that they don't have any expertise in. Like, what you have expertise in is why you are the studio that you are.
Exactly.
You made
a legendary
three
legendary
games that are down in history as some of the best superhero games. Not even superhero, just best games.
Best games.
And then
listen, the Arkham series, nah.
Yeah.
I could play that now. I could play that now. If I had time,
Crazy.
I could sit down and play that now.
And then you wake up and you go, do you know what? We're going to make a live service game.
Well, no, I think they were told. I don't believe they said that. I said, yeah, you're going to make a live service game. This is what you're going to do. You're contractually obligated to work for us. That's what you're going to do, reluctantly or not. And that's why the heads left. When they got to the point where it's like, yeah, we can get out of this now. We're out. They didn't want to be attached to that nonsense. And I think that's what it is. These people all have contracts. And I think a studio that was that successful at that time, they would have had long-term contracts. And remember, the game took long. And just a year before it came out, and then it was having these delays. And then those two top guys said, yep, now we can get out of our contract. Let's go. And they went. And they knew why. They knew why.
I fear for the new Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah. I expect
Hogwarts.
Oh no, they want it to be live service. Apparently,
it's Ubisoft, isn't it? No,
Really?
Ubisoft.
No, it's
Warner Brothers.
Sorry, Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because they've had Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad. They loved it.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers are really.
Well,
trying
remember,
for live service.
now the thing is, Warner Brothers was one of those games. Remember, I wasn't even really looking at that game until I think it was one of the blowouts, maybe a month before, and I said, "Oh, this game is looking really good." Then there was some controversies here and there, but whatever to that. But then the game came out, and it was really good. But it's one of those, sometimes a project can be being made, and the top aren't really looking at it properly. They weren't putting as much effort into it. They just left it. Okay, yeah, make the game, blah 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 blah, whatever. Because if I'm right, it's the same people who made the Mad Max game, right?
Yeah, they did Just Cause as well. Did they do
Just Cause as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Games.
So they were left.
Good devs.
They were left to their devices. They were left to their devices.
Yeah.
The game is phenomenal. It smashes. But then straight away, what do they want to do? What did the top want to do? Take the association of the game and add it to live service, because they just must have a live service game. And so you're right. You can kiss that franchise goodbye, man. They do that, it's over. Although, I'm going to say this. Harry Potter is a very, very big franchise. It's as significant as Star Wars used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There is still the potential that if they make a decent enough game, it may turn out okay.
That's right.
It has the basis of a license.
Yeah.
You're creating your own character.
Yep.
You've got an open world. You go do missions. You can pick your faction. It's got the basis for a license game. It can actually work. It just depends on how well they do it. Are they going to do it well enough where the content feels good for the players? That's all it comes down to, because it does have the groundwork for it. Like, when you tell me live service Harry Potter, I'm like, yeah, that can work. They just have to do the work, and that's basically it. But it does have everything it needs to do that. But yeah, it just comes down to them. Are they going to put that work in, or is it going to be rushed, and then it's going to have crappy content and all sorts of issues? Is the monetization going to be terrible? Like, these things you have to get right. Because players will, if you're not monetizing the game right and they feel that you're ripping them off, it's just going to be bad. So there's all these sort of things, and its replayability has to be good.
That'd be true.
It just depends how I do it. And obviously those devs, they're good. The Just Cause devs, their games, they've always had a audience that like loved their games, and their open
Yeah.
world games, they were always really good. And then obviously they went on to do Mad Max as well. They've never really like the people respect them. They're respectable devs. So, and they continue to show that with Hogwarts Legacy. And yeah, so it depends. If they go to do live service, which is something I haven't really done before, it's really going to be a question of, do they understand the live service market? Do they understand the live service games that are successful? They really need to look at that and understand why they're successful.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's
they need to do what you call thorough research.
yeah.
You know, research. Like how most people, like how these companies used to do. Product research, that kind of stuff, and take it from there. And they may
Yeah.
hit some success. But yeah, as far as Hogwarts go, I do agree with you, Terence. More than likely going to be an issue there. So, moving away from those topics now, because I think we digressed quite enough in there. We shall now move on to some recent films. Now, what I will say is this because these films haven't been seen by everybody in this group. What we will do, we'll just touch on them, and then we'll explain. Won't go into too much detail on them. But we'll come back again and go in quite heavy. So I think I will first mention Alien Romulus. And Terence, you haven't seen it. I know you want to watch it. Sean, I know you can't wait to watch it as well. But I have seen it, and if anyone knows me personally, they know I'm quite a big Xenomorph fan, more specifically than just Alien. But the design of that creature, the whole mythos of that creature, just definitely gets my imagination going. So, we hadn't had an Alien film since Covenant, which is going back to, I think, 2017. Romulus came out, August the 6th or something. I could be wrong with that date, so I'll just leave that. But, it's been extremely successful. Funny that, I think a lot of his success came in China too, according to some of the numbers, which was, kind of interesting for those following the stats. But back to the film itself, the film is extremely good. Brings back the horror to the original Alien, Alien film that is, and also it's directed by the guy Fede Alvarez, and he did what was it now? The Evil Dead, the remake, and also what's the film with the blind guy? He's like an ex-army guy.
But Don't Breathe?
Don't Breathe.
Yeah, Don't Breathe. I believe he did that one as well. So he really brought his A game to this film, but respected the ideas of previous films. And for me, if you're a sci-fi person, it's a must watch. If you're a horror person, it's a must watch. If you just about watching a good film, get watching it. And the next episode, we will go into it properly. Another show, Netflix. Now, this one is called Deliverance. Again, I don't think anyone here has seen this film. Anyone?
No.
Sean?
No.
No. Terrence? No. Alright. So, it came out again recently. It's gonna divide audiences. It is a horror film. It does do things, somewhat different. And I don't know if I mentioned it already in this podcast or before, but as I said, it brings up it touches the basis of, abuse within families, abandonment, identity, issues. There are some surprise, quite legitimate, proven actors in this that kind of threw me as well. I was like, well, there's face I wasn't expecting to see in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is, I wonder, either it's the Netflix check is very big, because there's some people I saw this and I was thinking, why would you be in this film? But, again, it's worth watching. It is worth watching. And then I think that takes us to Terminator Zero. And if I'm right, I know you've seen it, Terrence,
Yeah.
but I'm uncertain if Sean's seen it.
Yeah.
Sean?
Nope, not seen it.
Yeah, he said, man, what are you doing, man? Where you been? Why haven't you watched Terminator Zero?
I mean,
Maybe
for
because
me,
it's only been out a week.
no, I
But
mean,
my,
it's for me. Terminator started and ended with Terminator 2. Like, I love the Terminator 2 movie, but I don't really have a strong interest in the IP, like the entire
okay,
franchise.
so
So,
you didn't watch
you know,
Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines? You didn't watch
I think
Terminator
I
Salvation?
think I saw 3 maybe, and I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me. So that's what I'm saying. Terminator 2 was for me, the gold
Mm.
standard of Terminator.
Okay, well listen to
Um,
this. Show called Terminator Zero came out. It's an anime, by the way. Without spoiling anything, we can touch on it slightly, I believe, Terrence,
Yeah, definitely.
without any spoilers. Um,
is
I
it
give
still
it a 9.
surrounding John Connor?
Nope.
Nope.
I give it a
Okay,
9 out of
okay.
10. So that's the first one I need to get out of it. I'll give this show a 9 out of 10. And you're probably thinking, what? 9 out of 10? Why on earth would you give that a 9 out of 10? Well, let me say this. As Sean had just said, he left Terminator after Terminator 2. He feels that where it ended. He wasn't too happy with the third one. And he switched off from there. And I believe there's been 3 films after Terminator 3, if I'm correct.
Goodness sake.
And yeah,
That's a
and
lot.
they've been all very, they've all been questionable. I've enjoyed them to a point, but I've understood that they're just not that great. But I've enjoyed them to a point, and it's mainly the spectacle of just being able to see the Terminator, the action going, and all of that. However, this show, Terminator Zero, I mean, where do I begin? Well, I begin by saying, artistically, and I'm noticing this with a few of them because, Terrence, we both watched the Blue Eyed Samurai earlier this year,
Mm.
and that was a spectacle to behold as well. But what I'm finding with some of these is that it has the 90s sort of art style aesthetic, but it has the modern day colors, if you get what I mean. So if you think back to sort of like Fist of the North Star, Street Fighter anime, Vampire Hunter D, that 90s anime, things were drawn, well, manga, things were drawn a certain kind of way. This one had some of that in there. Particularly one of the characters who's a little girl. She had a very similar to look to Sasuke from Berserk. And that's again from the 90s too. So yeah, so that was it. The art style in that was just fantastic. They had a theme song. We all know the Terminator song. I think that's world renowned now. But they had their own sort of theme, and yeah, I was impressed with it. I was impressed with how when it would drop in, how it would go about, and then we move on to the actual story itself. So it starts with what seems to be at the time a rebel who's in a conflict with the most popular type of Terminator, which I think is it known as a T-800? Anybody remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger one? Yeah, whatever it is
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
So
it
there's
looks like tier under or
I
something.
think
Yeah.
it's a T-800. So there's some big scene opens up with this big scene, and it's pretty gripping. And so the story here is basically we all know Skynet is the creator of the Terminator and is the ultimate demise of humankind, and that's American centric. It's in America, whatnot. But this show shows the perspective of Japan, where there is another AI that's been developed. I'm right here, aren't I,
Hmm.
Terrence? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's being developed to sort of in
Like a
line
fail
with a
safe.
judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, as like a look, we have to try and make a our own kind of thing here, and the story's from that perspective, and that for me was a massive deal because growing up we watched all these Hollywood films. It's always been America, America, America. Like it's the only place on the planet. But this showed like, okay, if that's going on there, what's going on the other side then? So it starts to show some of that. So it's based around a guy called Malcolm, who he's developing this AI to come online around the same time that Skynet should come online to try to counter the situation that's going to come with Judgment Day from Terminator 2. And the story revolves around him and what's going on with his family. And then you also have the rebel that I mentioned earlier, her situation that's going on in the future. And then, the story progresses through there. So it's eight episodes. I believe the episodes are maximum 28 minutes, maybe, or thereabouts average.
Yeah,
so they're not long, but very, 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 very good. And as I said, I didn't really want to, I feel a little bit like I can't say the things I want to say other than just how good it is. And I feel it's not to be missed. Terrence, anything you want to add with what we can and can't say?
Yeah, it's hard to really go into what makes it really enjoyable without spoiling it. Like, I think I've always loved the Terminator series. I think I've watched every single piece of Terminator content that's made on TV. Like all the films.
Wait, did you watch the series as well?
Yeah, Sarah Chronicles.
You see, I vaguely remember that. It was good.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting because after Terminator 2, like Sean said, it's downhill from that. All the films are crap.
I like the Terminatrix though. In Terminator 3, I actually like the Terminatrix.
Yeah, it seems like, judging by the Sarah Connor Chronicles, it seems like the way to do Terminator is to do a show, like not a film.
Yeah.
Because there's so much lore and there's so much detail in the story that you can't breeze through it in an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a couple of hours or whatnot. And this show, what the show highlights, the show is really good at highlighting what makes Terminator great, which is the world. Yes, Sarah, John Connor, all of that stuff, fantastic. Which all the films seem to just, like Star Wars, they just can't get away from Luke Skywalker. It's like Terminator the films can't get away from John Connor and all that. Like, when you separate yourself from that, there's so much to explore. And this does that. Like you said, it's based in a completely different part of the world. New AI, still got Skynet. Like I said, there's so many twists and turns. That's why it's so hard to go into it. But for me, I just like the fact it was made by a Japanese studio, right? Because I think I watched 10, 15 minutes into it. I think I messaged and was like, well, I didn't know this was Japanese because I thought it was like an American, it would be like Blue Eye Samurai. It was like, where it's like an American anime.
That's what I thought it was.
I saw that message.
Yeah, it's not. It's Japanese. It's not. It's Japanese. And when I went into it, the original language is Japanese. Like, it's actually dubbed. It's actually English dubbed. So if you want the actual experience, you watch it in Japanese with English subtitles. It's actually a Japanese anime, and it's fantastic, man. Like, it's gritty. It's like, it's not violent for the fun. Some things are just violent for the sake of it. Like,
this one, when the violence is there, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so you should have led with that because I thought it was an American anime. That's why I was like, nah. Cause the American anime.
I thought it was an American.
I was just like, no, mate.
It's Japanese, man. This fits in right with all those other, like, I don't even know Japanese animes off my head, but yeah, it's a Japanese anime and it fits in right there. Highly recommended. Story's fantastic, man. Like, I can't, like I said, I think for me, I think I said this to you, Raf, is that it takes a few episodes to get going. But when it gets going, it gets going. Like, I remember I said to you, I'm on episode 4, I finished it that night. Like, it gets going.
Same. I think, I'll tell you what it is. It feels like that, right? But even to the point where you're still kind of digesting, it gives you a chance to digest what's going on. And then once you've digested it, it's like, yep, here we go now. Now deal with this.
Do you know what it's good at? It's one of those, it reminds me of a bit of Game of Thrones where, like, this is my experience with Game of Thrones, so I haven't watched, I didn't read the books. So I watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, like 4 or 5 episodes in, I'm like, what the hell is going on, man? This
Well,
is
listen,
mad.
I'll be honest with you.
It's taking,
Wait.
it's taking, and I'll be like, it's taking long, and then it gets going, and you're like, shit. And then
But
when
check
you
it.
go back,
Yeah.
when you go back and watch it from the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
you're hooked. Because I watched the first couple episodes again, and then
Yeah.
it makes so like it's
But
engaging.
Terrence,
That's only because I knew what was coming.
let me tell you this. When I watched Game of Thrones, remember, I hadn't read the books yet. It took the Red Wedding is what made me say, nah, I need to go and read this because if this kind of thing is going to be happening. What the hell happened in the book? So I was like yourself. When I first, I was watching it by recommendation. So when I started watching Game of Thrones, there was already 2 seasons. And I remember starting it thinking, what is this Lord of the Rings? What is this? This is talking and whatnot. And then I think when Bran got pushed out the window, which I can't remember what episode that was, that's when I was like, okay. And then the pace started to get insane until you get to the part with Ned. And it's like, wait a minute, what, a main guy just gone? Then that's how it went. But it's a slow burn. Slow burn, but then it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes, I remember I didn't watch it for years because I was like, this is boring. And then I just watched
it just
it
looks like whatever, man. It's not it. It really isn't. But when you watch it knowing what's going on, you realize, wow, masterpiece.
Yeah, when you watch it,
absolute masterpiece.
And that's the same with Terminator. It's only because like you're watching it. I remember I'm watching, I'm thinking, because remember, like we said, it's not the John Connor stuff, isn't it? So it's a completely new side of the story. So you're watching it thinking, what's going on, man? What?
Yeah, that's part of the that's part of the deal as well. Is that
and then you get going and you're like,
or none of that. You're like, oh, this is totally different.
You get going and you're like, okay, this is sick. And that's why I said if you were to now watch, like, because obviously I like to rewatch stuff, so maybe in like
absolutely,
I'll rewatch it again at some point, maybe just before season 2 or something. And then from the first episode, you'll be like, okay, yeah, this is engaging. I get it because you know what's going on. But when you don't know what's going on, like, that's why I use Game of Thrones, because when you go back and watch Game of Thrones now, when you know what's going on, you watch it and go, I know,
you know what's coming.
That's how. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, like, Sean, with this, the story is sick. Like,
Sean, guaranteed.
My mouth was on the floor. I was like, what?
Hey, look, listen, you know something? You know when, Terrence, you know when you messaged in the group and you was like, I was like, I saw something and you was like, listen, there's more. And I was like, what? And then just when I thought, okay, then something else, I said, no, you know what? That's why I gave it a 9. Because there was a point where I was, let's say, right up to maybe the last half hour, it was at 8. And then things happened. I said, no, I can't just, this ain't getting no lazy. This is a 9. This is a stomp down 9. Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, yep. And I'll tell you this, they did things where they even threw caution to the wind. You know, when you're like, okay, you know what? Some people may have not bothered to do that, but they did. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I rate it a lot.
Definitely watch it. Like, Sean, I watched it in a day, man. It's only 20 minutes.
Yeah, remember, listen to this, Sean. It's 28 minutes episode. It's 8 episodes. And I'll tell you this as well.
Once he said it was Japanese anime, I was like, okay, that's because I know they know how to do stuff, you know. You watch Death Note and then ones, you just like, these guys are masters of their craft.
Literally, the first 5-10 minutes, I was like, oh, this is Japanese. Okay, I'm down.
They know what they're doing, man. Like, you know, I wasn't interested when I thought it was like an American animated. I was like, nah, you know, I've seen enough American animated to know like that. This one ain't really it. You know, I watched that Witcher, the Netflix Witcher animated. I was like, what the hell is this? Like,
that's all Americanized.
You got something so cool as Witcher and you made it boring and dull. Like, how do you do that? So that's what I thought it was. When you were like Terminator, I thought, oh no, not another Witcher. Because that Witch animated just wasn't it for me. I couldn't even make it through to half of that season. I think I'd stopped at the first episode or the second. I was like, I can't do this.
Jeez.
Did you watch the Witch animated? Did any of you watch it?
Nope.
Bad. So bad. So yeah. And obviously they were trying to, it wasn't even Geralt. They're trying to do a different story of another Witcher, but it was terrible.
Yeah, it was his master, innit?
Bad, man.
So
I thought it was that. That's why I had a distaste for the American animated stuff. So I was like, nah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you'll get that with Tomb Raider in a few weeks. I think Tomb Raider
Mhm.
anime is coming out.
that's
That's
real.
Americanized. Yeah, that's Americanized.
That's,
Tomb Raider
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay.
I
There was
guess, I
another
mean,
show. Well, there was another show that I happened to watch at
yes.
random. Like it
Okay,
wasn't even a
here we
planned
go
thing
now.
because I'd heard about it. A lot of people were talking about this show. I'd heard from the, the whispers, the rumors.
Yep,
This is a good
yep,
show. So put on a show called Baby Reindeer. And it was
yep.
nothing what I thought it would be, like with a
Not at
name
all.
like Baby Reindeer.
Not at all.
I thought it was an American show, so I was really
Mhm.
surprised it's actually a British show. And it just completely like took me by surprise. It took me by surprise how like it's such a random concept, but it's so good. And it's done really well. And it's like there's so much into it as well. Obviously, without spoiling the show, it's like it's good to see that it's like character reflection.
Well, hold
They're
on,
taking
stop,
ownership.
stop. I guess we
Yeah,
can say spoiler here because all three of us have seen it, right? So we can actually discuss it.
Yeah,
yeah,
Unless anyone, yeah, because I think the reason we stayed away from spoilers for the previous two is because, either
yeah.
one or two of you hadn't seen it. So yeah, this show here,
and it's quite old.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Not
Yeah,
We're
when
saying
did
that's
kind
it
of
come
late in the
out?
not
day.
saying
Remember?
that's
Yeah, it came out like what, January or
beginning of the
February or
year.
something? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
It was a
Okay,
big
fair
hit.
enough.
It was a big hit. I watched it when it
Yeah,
first came
fair
Yep.
out.
enough.
It was a big hit.
Yeah, it was a massive hit
Even
because
to
I
the
heard
fact
people
that
keep talking about it.
they found the real woman. She wants to sue Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. And she was wasn't she on someone's show as well?
Yeah,
Probably
that Piers
Piers Morgan or
Morgan.
one of them.
They
She was on
thought
one of the shows.
they what the stalker. They found the real
Yeah,
woman.
yeah, yeah. Her.
Yeah,
What's her
you know
name
it's
again?
based on a true story, Sean.
I
Yeah, it's a
didn't
true
know
story.
that. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
What?
So
I
Sean,
didn't know
Yeah, that's
that.
a true story. That's a true
so Sean,
story.
the actual guy that stars in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's him. It's based on his story.
Oh wow. So it's actually his story.
It's his story, yeah, and he made it
That's
into a show and
crazy.
starred in it. But it's all everything that happened in that show happened in real life, all
That's
from his
crazy.
point of view. So
From
obviously,
his perspective,
um,
yeah.
the internet is the internet, so it didn't take them long to go through his social media and find her.
Oh
And like
wow.
they found all her old Facebook posts, and all the language was the same from the show and everything. And then she got upset and
Wow.
went on Piers Morgan and said that she's going to
That's
sue
that's
and that
crazy.
he fancied her and da 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 da. And yeah.
It was so well done. Like I thought it was so good. Like he's like desperation for fame and wanting to be something made him go down this rabbit hole of taking all the attention he was getting from that stalker. And obviously his whole ordeal with like meeting a guy who was already in the scene and him getting obviously a thing happening to him. And it was so well done. Like I thought that they just really smashed it. And what I liked is that there isn't much filler. Like a lot of shows, they like to try and blow out episodes with filler and stuff like that. This show was just something's happening constantly, and it's just on the subject, just constantly on the subject. So I literally blazed through episode right to the end of the season, all in one sitting. It was just one sitting and it was done. And
Mm.
obviously, I think there's only half an hour episodes anyway. So yeah, that show caught me by surprise. But I like stuff like that. That's very unique. And I say what, a lot of the British shows are really good. Like if you've watched Killing Eve, Line of Duty, like British shows are really good.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
what it is, I think for the British shows, they've ne- they've always been a bit better, but they've never been plentiful. So that's the thing. You've
Mm.
always had like your standard EastEnders and stuff like that, but they never really came strong with a lot of series. But when you think back in the day when you have Prime Suspect, Cracker, um, Hands of Gold, these are all strong shows. Really, really good.
Mhm.
Really, really strong shows. Then you fast forward to like now, Bodyguard, Line of Duty. I think there's one called it's meant to be some really good ones. Sherwood or something. I'm not sure, but I've heard a lot of people say, listen, if you like Line of Duty, there's two other shows now that are meant to be really cool. Um, but yeah, they usually do pull it off. But speaking of that, Do you know what's coming out on September the 20th? Which will probably set Netflix ablaze.
What?
Any idea? Because it's a documentary.
Documentary.
The Vince McMahon documentary.
Just saying, you don't tell me it's the Vince McMahon thing because I saw it advertised earlier.
Oh, did you?
I wonder if he's gonna say. I was just thinking he can't be talking about that because I only just saw it earlier today.
The Vince McMahon, man. That's going to be huge. That is going because I think it's done
Well,
by the.
He paid one woman like $2 million to
Yep.
Man did some crazy stuff like defecate on her chest.
Yeah.
Like,
so imagine this is going to have a lot of stuff in it. And it's done. I think it's made and produced by the same people that did Tiger King, which I haven't even seen. But I remember that was huge, and everyone was talking about Tiger King, and I never got to see that.
What's Tiger King?
It's another documentary. This is huge.
Yeah,
it was. I don't know if it was about a guy who had tigers and sold them. I don't even know the full details.
So I haven't really seen the R. Kelly one. I know the R. Kelly one was a big documentary. Everyone was going on about that.
That went on Netflix, though, was it?
No, that was just Surviving R. Kelly. It wasn't on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I saw it on there. It was on Netflix. Surviving R. Kelly. Yeah, I did see it on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It might be on Netflix, but it was out on. It wasn't on Netflix, but it was out years ago, and it did 2 seasons.
Did any of you watch it?
Yeah. I watched the first season.
Nah. What of the Surviving R. Kelly or something? Nah.
Just detailing like stuff that we know.
It's stuff we kind of know. So you know what it is? We grew up. we kind of grew up knowing and hearing these things, right? So, and I guess some people have no clue. Like when you hear some of the other like celebrity stuff, it's like they no clue. I'll be with people, they're like, what? And it's like, yeah, they just didn't know. But we were hearing these things, rumors or not rumors.
He married Aaliyah when she was 14.
Yeah, exactly. So we knew about it.
And that was common knowledge back then.
Exactly. But there's a whole wave of people who don't know that. So these kind of documentaries are probably more beneficial for them.
It's messed up, man. Messed up. The Vince McMahon stuff, like obviously that's stuff coming out about that. And obviously we know Diddy was not too long ago. There's a lot of these people getting exposed now for things that they've been doing. And obviously it's like to see the video clip that they had on the hotel security cam, seeing Diddy actually assaulting Cassie on video, so brazenly as well. It's just like, wow, this stuff was going on and this is being held. Like, it just shows money, power, influence. How much things that they get away with that, no normal person could. It's just like, it's coming out now because, someone's not been paying their protection fees. It's like, someone's upset it's someone else because it's like, it doesn't make sense why you're not now letting it all come out when they did this stuff years ago. You had this stuff years ago. You had this on them. So yeah, it shows how the corruption is just like, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. Obviously going back to the shows. Yeah, you're saying that's going to land on Netflix or what? Are you looking to watch that? Are you going to watch the Vince McMahon thing?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I will watch that one. Vince McMahon's a very compelling individual. When you look at, Terrence, did you watch wrestling growing up?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, no doubt. And you think about the era where it peaked for us, which would have been probably the Attitude Era. And you look at some
Stone Cold.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
That was my era.
Shawn Michaels, all of that. And then you look at some of the bizarre things that we were able to see as youngins back then that this guy had to sanction. One of those bizarre things happened to be a character called Gold Dust. And that guy was some scary dude.
I don't understand. To this day, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I can't comprehend what the hell's going on.
Was it Yokozuna who used to just rub his bum cheeks and people?
No, that's Rikishi.
Rikishi,
pull down his pants, take his rancid butt cheeks, and rub them into another fella's face. Live all for all us youngins to see. And you know, you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? And that was, listen, anyway. People, yeah. Wait, you know when people talk about the modern day, I don't want to call them snowflakes or nothing, but they would not survive seeing the things we saw in wrestling. They did pull their eyeballs out because we were watching that.
People getting bit by the snake
and
blood and all this. Crazy.
You know, all kind of stuff.
There'd be so many complaints now if that was.
It was complaints. Listen, they tried to burn the place down. I mean, it was.
Yeah, they'll take
Mankind. It would. Yeah, absolutely. It would be like, no, we have to sanction that. They'll cancel it. No, it'd be cancelled. It'd be driven into the underground. But that's why I'm so interested to see what's on there that I don't know about. That's what it is with that show. So that's why.
But that would just be his all these scandals and harassment.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, maybe. I mean, I hope it's more than that because the scandal stuff.
I can't see it being because that's what.
The scandal stuff. I don't know, man.
It's not going to be like. I doubt it's going to be like, oh yeah, insight into like.
That's what I'm looking.
Well, it depends if they're interviewing victims, right? If it's like Survive Like a
listen.
Because the woman was saying some stuff when I was reading news articles. I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Just
she was like, he would do this.
Yeah, the Vince McMahon thing it's got nothing to do with wrestling. It's about how horrible of a man.
Oh, no. Okay. I got it wrong then.
That's what that show is about.
I'm not too bothered about that then.
Yeah, that show is about all the horrible stuff he did to women and how.
I was thinking it was going to be like.
They were saying some stuff, mate. I was like, damn. The woman he paid off, he did some mad stuff with that. I was like,
and imagine it's crazy. It's so crazy how things happen. This man in the wrestling sphere is what you would have called elite untouchable. You can't touch that dude. He's the guy. And now look, he don't even own WWE no more. It's gone. I would never have thought that. Man's gone. I don't even know who owns it now. Same people that own UFC, I believe. But it's just crazy to believe.
Kicked him off the board, didn't it?
Yeah, got him out.
But the reason, but to be honest, they didn't get him out of there. He got himself out of there.
Well,
he only left because of all of this allegations. Like,
this stuff come out. And you know what's so funny? I realize with stuff like that, might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but eventually, them chickens come home to roost. And they come at a time when you're not your strongest.
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Comes to them all. And
the only person that gets away with it.
He did it.
You get away with it. Not even him. The only way you get away with it is become the president of the United States. The only way you get away with it. It's only Trump that's getting away. It's only Trump that's getting away with his stuff.
No. There's worse than Trump that's got away with it, and death met them before any justice could be done. And that comes and check it, and that comes in the form of people like what's the one from the BBC? Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
No one more foul than that guy. And that guy, he didn't see one day.
No. I could tell you one that's alive right now, and no one's bothering him. No one's saying that. Live Pino. No, he's a famous director called Woody Allen.
Yeah.
He adopted a child, raised her, and married her. I'm sorry, that's a child groomer if I've ever heard of one. So how can you adopt a child, raise them, and then marry them? You need to think about the lines of how you can even do that. And no one in Hollywood's calling him out. No one's calling him out. He's an untouchable director right now. No one talks about it. The fact that this man married a child that he raised. Clearly he groomed her as a child.
I did not even realize he was still about like that.
Yeah, he's a director, isn't it? It's Woody Allen.
Jeez.
And I know that when he dies, then it's all going to come out. And they're going to be like, he was this, he was that. Because apparently his own daughter did a tweet about him molesting her, and then she deleted the tweet. So obviously they think he obviously contacted her and paid her off to remove it. His own biological daughter did that. Said that he molested her. And this guy adopted a child, raised her, and married her. Now, obviously it means he probably was molesting her from a very young age. And man groomed her and married her. And no one is calling him out. Like, he's clearly a pedophile. And it's just like, it's insane that this man is just there and no one cares. So that's what I'm saying. People in Hollywood, man, people in these powerful positions, the way they don't get called out until it's too late, they're too old, no one cares anymore. That's when they finally get called out. And it's just like, yeah, they've already gone through their prime. You know,
Yep.
that's what happens.
That's mad. Well,
That's
it
right.
now pushes us to our last two topics, which will be, funny enough, about two games. And the first one will be about Space Marine 2. Now, anyone who's been following and listening would have known that an episode or two ago, I'd said that I'd pulled back from my interest in Space Marine 2 because of a decision that the developers had made, in that originally part of pre-ordering the game would give you access to an open beta for the multiplayer, which they removed, I think, a month or two before the release of the game. So my alarm bells went off and said, yep, this game's probably in big trouble. Anyway, in that space of time, a lot's come out, a lot of hands-on have happened, and I decided to play through Space Marine 1, which I'm very close to completing. And I was hoping that it would be good. And so far, what I'm hearing, and I don't have my hands on it yet, it has been purchased. I'm waiting for it to unlock. But so far, things have turned around, and seems like we are about to hit a period where Warhammer 40k is going to have a good place within the gaming right now. And I have a feeling it's going to fill an area that maybe people hadn't expected. Because more so than this campaign, this multiplayer, and I don't know if you've seen anything on this, Terrence, but I'm really getting the best of Gears vibe from what I'm seeing in the multiplayer. I've watched a bit of it, and I'm like, my gosh, I can see me really playing that a lot. Did you see anything?
I've not really seen much of it. I've seen
much.
Some of the gameplay and stuff. I know the reviews came out.
But look, I'll say this. What's really done it for me is, they got a class system. And I think it's maybe six classes that you can use as Space Marines. So your usual archetypes, an assault type, I think there's a healer type, or one that sort of rallies a banner or something like that. And you have like a sniper type, and there's a few others. But what really got me was the different factions that you can play as, and this is really significant for those within 40k because the differences are vast, and I mean vast. So to see that they were putting in different chapters, so think of a chapter as as like an army regiment or something. So as much as we have different armies in the world, like you can say the British army is different to the American army, Japanese army is different to the Russian army. So you put all of those together and probably times them by 10. And that's the differences you have between chapters in Space Marines. So when you see a Space Marine, like, I think we all seen the various colors. Let's say a blue Space Marine, a red Space Marine, or something like that. Those are probably the two most popular colors. But then you have other colors, and they are different. They have different ideologies, even different training methods, different methods of dealing with what they got to do. So let's say some are specialized in ambush, some will specialize in all-out assault. Like we'll have specified weapons. Just it's really deep stuff. And then some of those chapters have chapters within their own. And I was really surprised to see the developers had gone in that area and fleshed them out. So that was a very good thing. And also, if you say you haven't seen much, did you at least see any of the trailers involving the single player campaign? And that's for you, Terrence.
Oh
no, that's for you.
I saw some of the I've seen the trailers and stuff like it.
So you saw the enemy that they were. That's the main enemy is the alien, the Tyranid.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not pro in it, but
you don't need. Listen, you don't even need to be a pro. I think this is some of the things I wouldn't say I don't like, but I get like sometimes because I was kind of there with Warhammer where you feel like, man, it's such an expansive thing that you're just looking for, man, I don't even. But it's one of those things, it's recognizable only like, on the eye level. So you can look at it and say, oh yeah, I know that's a Space Marine, but I couldn't tell you nothing about what's this and what's that. But either way, the enemy they've got in this is called the Tyrannid, which is a massive throw to like the Xenomorph from Alien. But there's always arguments about who started first. Did the Xenomorph influence the Tyrannid, or did the Tyrannid influence the Xenomorph? I think quite clearly based on the dates, Xenomorph popped up in the 70s, and I think the Tyrannid may have been to 80s maybe. But think of it like this. So, as you know, the Xenomorph, if it goes, whatever the facehugger goes on, I think the Xenomorph takes a kind of a similar form of what bursts out of the chest. So the ones we see in the films usually kind of look humanoidish, if you get what I mean. And the Tyrannids, their thing is that they, what is it they do? They can kind of like make things, they can make things out of their limbs. So basically, if they see you and you're like a threat of a gun, they can make a gun, but that gun is shooting out hardened plasma, like hardened biomass. So its arms will turn into a gun. It's shooting out what may seem to be bullets, but it's made of its own structure. But very, very, very frightening. Very, very, very frightening. But yeah. So as I'm saying, Space Marine 2 looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyone else want to say anything before I move on to what doesn't look like it's going to be a lot of fun?
Yeah, I mean, I watched IGN's review of Space Marine 2, and I had to put a stop to the video halfway through, or maybe before even half of it, because the reviewer took the time to say, "Oh, the story is just so serious. I don't know, why can't they add a little dash of humor here? Like, why aren't they making any jokes?" I was just so disgusted by it. I was like, this is a serious, like, the whole story, something serious is happening. Why does there need to be jokes and humor?
Well,
mate?
let me say this, Sean.
This Marvel mentality is
Let me say
disgusting.
this. It's one of those things where read the box. It's called a grim, dark universe. And one of the concerns about this game particularly was way back in its development. There was concerns that, hey, listen, were they going to step away from what has made Warhammer? In that it has a very grim, dark universe, and we're talking. Although on the surface you're just seeing guns and that, there's a lot of horror that goes on there. It's like it's a universe you do not want to be in, and they're representing that, you know, and it's looking really like true to 40K. And I'll tell you this, the fans, from what I've been seeing, they're excessively happy with what's going on. And while we're still talking on it, the developers have just launched a sort of like community thing where you can talk to them directly and make suggestions, which I think launched earlier today. And there's been a lot of talk back and forth about what people have asked for, what they're willing to do. And that is a great, great, great thing. Really, really, really good thing. So there's already a big, big feed about a class that was suggested, and they'd already said, yeah, we'll be definitely looking into bringing that specific class. So yeah, looking very, very good going forward. Terence, did you have anything to add to that or take away from that?
No, like it's something I'm going to be looking at closely. So.
Yeah, no doubt, and hopefully you'll jump on that, because it'll be
I'm surprised Terence ate more, because it's funny because obviously Gears was inspired by the Warhammer series.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like this game looks like Gears more than the recent Gears game does. It's like this is more back to that horror Gears. So it's really like
remember how Gears. Remember this Gears was grim and dark. Remember how that was? It was almost like a flipping horror film, and that's where the inspiration came from. Big guys, chunky guys running around shooting up aliens, chainsaw guns, all of that. That's all from Warhammer.
So it looks really good. It does look good.
It's on my list. I think like my approach now to gaming is like I'm only trying to buy what I'm gonna play. That's why I ain't bought Black Myth. Now I can't even say the word now. Was it?
Wukong.
Yeah,
Wukong.
Black Myth.
You actually even like me now.
Yeah, like all these games were on my list, isn't it? But like I'm trying to be like, okay, cool. When
Well, listen,
okay,
Terrence, I'm on that same page. I won't buy you if I'm not playing you.
yeah,
That's
same.
pretty much
There's
what
a
it
lot
is.
of things like
If I'm not
yeah.
going to play, I'm not buying you.
I'm doing my
Because I want to get that
yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 coming to PC in a couple of weeks. I want that too, but I just don't have the time yet.
Exactly. That's the thing. That is the thing. Allocating time
Some
for
of this.
Did you play Final Fantasy 16, Terrence?
Yeah, no, it's on my backlog. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
That's
damn.
I'm not trying to. I looked and the other day I thought, look, it's time to stop now. Like, play what you have in it. Stop buying and just putting it down.
I mean, listen, this year, I have not bought much games. Like, this is one of the years
Same,
where I can say,
same.
damn, I have not bought much games. Like, let me see. I've got Space Marine. But I'm like, what have I bought this year? Nothing. I almost bought, yeah, I haven't bought nothing. Really haven't.
What I've been glad about is every game I've bought this year has been
they've been good games, right?
Like, yeah, they've all delivered. So I'm really like pleasant. This has really been a good year for gaming for me. So yeah, I'm actually really pleased. So I want to continue that run. That every game I buy is a good game. Because they've just been delivering. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah,
okay, so with that being said, I guess that moves us to the final topic, and that's going to be on good old Dragon Age. And I forgot what its actual full. What is full? What's it called? Dragon Age? What?
Vanguard.
Sorry?
Vanguard. Dragon Age Vanguard. Yeah.
So there was some new footage of it recently. At least I think it was recently. 20 minutes? 20 minutes footage.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll let you guys take over for this one. And then I'll jump in with my thoughts. So let's start with you, Sean. What did you think of what you saw?
Well, before we go into that, I wanted to see, Terrence, did you also see the high-level warrior gameplay? Did you see that?
No, what I've seen so many gameplays off and on. Which
so there's been a mage game, there's been a warrior gameplay. So the recent one was the mage one, but there's also been high-level warrior gameplay as well. So they've shown a warrior being played with a sword and shield.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah,
you've seen that as well. Yeah. So it's really funny because obviously there's the contrast. I think the warrior gameplay is good. I was like, okay, this is from an action game. It looks like they've been inspired by like the God of Wars, a lot of the action games of today, like the warrior gameplay. But I wasn't happy with the mage gameplay. I was like, this looks bad. I was like, the mage, this looks like it doesn't fit right. Like, I don't know what was going on there because it's so action oriented, and mages, they sort of need more of a tactical, because they play more of a tactical role being in range, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't fit the mage. So I thought the mage gameplay looked really bad. I wasn't liking it. I mean, what did you think, Derek?
Yeah, see, again, I think I'm liking the look of the game for different reasons. I'm liking the look of the game based on my personal taste for games. So when you're talking about the High Warrior gameplay, for me, I like that, like you said, because that's my type of game. I was just playing Assassin's Creed. I like the third person, close up, over the shoulder. Like, I like that. Like you said, God of War gameplay. When you go to the mage, again, I agree with you because that's not Dragon. Like, the style, it's not even the style. The camera angle isn't really gelling with that class. Like, I know you guys play like Diablo and like Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like when you have certain classes, like there's a certain type of visual language, right? Like in terms of like enable for you to utilize a mage and I would say even like mostly range kind of characters, whether that's with powers or whatever. I feel like there's a certain type of tactical viewpoint. Like the camera just
Yeah,
needs to be a certain way, and I don't
yeah,
think. I think that's what the disconnect is with Dragon Age fans or people that like that sort of high fantasy kind of games. And
mm,
and and it's a tricky one. I feel like with Dragon Age, I feel like I feel like this Dragon Age is what Dragon Age 2 wanted to be. That's the best way I can
yeah,
say it.
yeah. Because it reminds me of
Yeah,
Dragon Age 2. That's what I feel
yeah,
about it. I'm
yeah,
like, this is like the modern Dragon Age 2. This is
yeah,
what this is. But
yeah.
it's a far cry from Origins. Like, I think Baldur's Gate 3
It's
feels
nothing
like
like
the
Origins.
sequel to
Yeah,
Origins. Like, if you play Baldur's Gate 3, it feels like the actual sequel to Dragon Age Origins.
yeah. I feel like um Dragon Age, like I said, Dragon Age is appealing to me not because it's a Dragon Age game, just because it looks like a really fun action adventure game. And I just like that whole BioWare, like when I was hearing about the companions, they all have their own rooms. Like, I love that stuff in it because I love Mass Effect. I love,
Yeah, it's very Mass Effect style with what I was seeing. How
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
using your
even,
companions about very Mass Effect.
yeah, it's coming like it's very Mass Effect, which for me bodes well for whatever they're developing next because apparently there's another Mass Effect in development by BioWare. So
Mm,
to be honest with you, I only came to Dragon Age because of Mass Effect. But back in the day, I was playing Mass
okay.
Effect. Was such a huge fan of Mass Effect when they were like, "Ah, the Mass Effect creators are making another game, but it's like Mass Effect, but in Lord of the Rings kind of settings." I was like, "Cool," and that's how I got into Dragon Age. So
Mm.
playing, or so not playing, but seeing this, I feel like, okay, cool. Like to me, this, like I said, it looks like it's an action game, innit? It's like what Dragon Age 2 should have been. It reminds me of Witcher, reminds me of God of War. It just reminds me of a mainstream action adventure, high fantasy game, as opposed to a Dragon Age game. And I think if you're a Dragon Age Origins fan, even a Dragon Age Inquisition fan, you might be disappointed. Might be disappointed. Unless you can change that camera angle, I'm not sure.
I mean, obviously, it's got a whole different. The art style seems to be going more towards the Fortnite sort of type of
Mm-hmm.
thing. I mean, it's a visually good looking game, but the art style is definitely not Dragon Age. Like it doesn't look anything like the original Dragon Age game, Dragon Age Origins anyway. Um, so you know, because Dragon Age Origins is very dark and gritty. It was dark fantasy, and this doesn't seem to touch.
And the realism in it.
Yeah, there
Like
was
the art
more to
style was
that to it.
realism,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
Whereas
But
this,
now
like
it's
you
just
said,
yeah. It's
this is
like
like,
obviously they've gone for new art style. It's brighter colors. It's very different.
yeah, it's almost like, yeah, like you said, it's like Fortnite kind of Fable. It's giving me like, you know, like the Microsoft Fable games. It's giving me that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the Fable games. Yeah,
Yeah, like the
basically.
Fable games. Yeah.
Did you
So
see Avowed? Did you see Avowed gameplay?
yeah, I wasn't really that impressed, but I guess I need to see
Yeah.
more.
I mean,
Well, what do you think?
because I was thinking that it's funny that Avowed combat gameplay looks worse than Dragon Age. Yeah, I know that Obsidian, their RPG is probably going to be deeper than Dragon Age. Like it's like you're getting the two different spectrums, which is really
But is it?
interesting.
Because remember, it's meant to be a smaller game, isn't it? So it's in the vein of what's that other game they did? Outer Worlds?
Outer Worlds, yeah, but Outer Worlds was still pretty deep. Like, well,
Yeah,
obviously it was very
it
short. It was like a 10-hour campaign, which is so short for an
mm.
RPG. I mean, like, how could Valhalla have a longer campaign than bloody Outer Worlds? It's crazy. um, but it was still for what you did in those 10 hours. It was a deep RPG. It was really
Oh, yeah, I
good.
liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, Outer Worlds was great. So, you know, if we get that, that'd be good. But the combat wasn't looking promising to me. And obviously, I know it's supposed to be a third person angle. but I haven't seen any third person gameplay yet because it just looks really difficult. And I suppose I'm someone that didn't really like Skyrim for that same reason, the first person stuff I don't like. And I know that Skyrim has a third person thing, but it feels like it's tacked on rather than being designed around being in third person. And I'm sort of just like have that feeling with Avowed. Like first person melee and casting just doesn't look right to me because obviously I play Baldur's Gate 3, you're in third person. You play Witcher, you're in third person. Dragon Age, you're in third person. So it's really weird to have a RPG that's meant to be like them, but it's in first person. And yeah, it was surprising me that, you know what, this game probably is going to be the deeper RPG, but the combat just isn't selling it. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the reception is going to be with Dragon Age versus Avowed, because they're obviously the two RPGs that are coming in the next year, and they're coming after the monstrous Baldur's Gate 3. So it's like they're going to be compared to that, and it's going to be very interesting to see which one of these two games, you know, actually does well as an RPG.
I think for me, I would say, looking at Dragon Age, it's not the worst thing, because I know some people, because I know now we're in a time now where people just seem to think it's cool to just shit on everything here, but this isn't going to be a piece of shit.
Terrible.
It's not terrible. It's just what I get here is this: they've taken something like Dragon Age, and I'll say this: I can see they're trying. They are trying here, but I think, you know, that audience that they like to talk about appealing to, this so-called
the modern
day audience.
The modern day
this game
audience,
looks like it's trying to appeal to that invisible audience that doesn't seem to. I don't know who the hell they think it is, but it's got the aesthetic of the colors and just the way the people are.
Yeah, it's very Fortnite.
It's just that, and I'm like, mate, no, this isn't what Dragon Age. This isn't what made Dragon Age what it was. However, I will at least give them this. It does have something that kind of looks like it could be doing something. But other than that, I'm like, nah, it's not. It doesn't talk to me too much. Who knows? And it's not long till it comes out. It could come out and be pretty damn good, but I don't know.
Yeah, the importance is going to come down to the RPG elements, like the story, how much do decisions and choices matter. These are the things
I'll tell you this now. That comes out and there's real choice and consequence. Because remember this, Dragon Age gameplay, and it's the same with Mass Effect 1. Their gameplay was never
great.
Never great. It was janky, it was clunky, it was hard to get. But what? You know what it made up for in that? The story was absolutely compelling. Your choices felt so impactful. That's what these franchises were built on. That's what made people come back again and again and again. This fancy, loads of colors on the screen, and you know, this class seems to be a mage rolling around. It's like, no, that's not going to be enough. Not going to be enough at all. So nah.
So this is the thing, and that's what they're not showing. They're not really showing much about the story. It's just, it's more combat.
That is an alarm bell. That's an alarm bell. Because remember, that was the same thing that happened with Inquisition. Remember when Inquisition was talking about Frostbite engine,
combat.
Look at this, and I'm like, hold on, but where's the choice and consequence?
And that's what it is, Dragon Age 2
as
well. Remember, Dragon Age 2 was all about the combat. So I remember that. And I remember I was fooled, you know. Dragon Age 2 fooled me with that. Combat went in. I was like, the mage is doing all this for the staff. It looked really cool. He was spinning the staff around. I was like,
I remember that, spinning it around. And it was like, okay.
And then I was going into zones, and it looked like stuff was made by an apprentice or something. Like the maps were so tiny. It was, oh my god, Dragon Age 2. It was a travesty. So. Yeah, like, that's where, like, my concerns are. I want to know how deep are the RPG elements. And then the same with Avowed, because Avowed is showing combat gameplay, but they're not really showing anything about the RPG parts of it. Like, what's the story, what the decisions are they? Is this going to be deep? And they're saying it's in the worlds of Pillars of Eternity, and obviously, Rash, you're the only one here I know. Oh, and Terrence, you both played Pillars of Eternity, and you don't speak.
the Pillars
I
is so good.
haven't played it.
You haven't played it? I thought you played
What?
Pillars.
I thought you played, what, you haven't played Pillars 1 or 2? Have you played 1?
No, I haven't played Pillars.
Oh. Okay,
Okay.
I thought you played it. Okay, fair enough.
Like,
Yeah, I played 1, and I started another playthrough, funny enough, during COVID, I think, and, yeah, very, 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 very good game.
obviously, Avowed is based in the universe of Pillars, and apparently it takes place after Pillars too. So,
It's interesting.
you know, but it's like, obviously, Rav, you played Pillars, like what, like the RPG decisions are chosen. I take it was very deep. It was very, you're very happy with it.
What, the game, yeah.
Pillars.
Thoroughly happy with it. I mean, yeah, the RPG elements were definitely, consequences everywhere. People you meet may not be people you meet if you went somewhere else. Relationships. Yeah, it was very good. Very,
I
very,
can't
very,
wait for you to play Baldur's Gate 3. You're gonna have.
Yeah, I know Baldur's. Let me tell you this. The thing with Baldur's Gate's gonna render pretty much any RPG I haven't played irrelevant. That's one of the reasons it's taking me so long. It's gonna render. I won't be able to play them. So understand there is a method to what I'm doing here, because it's like that backlog I have. If I play that game, that backlog will just be a trash log. It will just end up in the trash and I won't play it. So, yeah, I'm very aware.
Yeah, save it to last.
Of that. Yeah, exactly. Absolute last.
We're not getting a sequel because they're working on two big RPGs, but obviously neither of which is Baldur's Gate. So they are working on some new RPGs. Apparently two big RPGs. Not even just one, two. So Larian are, they're definitely, they're sticking to their strengths. At least they're not like, oh, we're doing a live service game now. Nope, they're doing RPG games, and that's what they're doing. But they said they're making two big ones. That's crazy. I imagine one of them is Divinity. I think one of them is obviously Divinity 3.
Probably.
Yeah, that's their own IP. Because obviously Baldur's Gate is not their own IP, but Divinity
I was
is.
gonna say they don't own it, don't they?
Yeah. So I reckon one of those RPGs is definitely, and then there's something else. They must obviously have a new IP in the works as well. Yeah. So Dragon Age. So Terrence, are you day one in Dragon Age?
I'm not day one in
BioWare fan.
I'm not day one in it, but I'll definitely play it at some point. I'll get it. But
When is that? Is that September? Is that an October game?
Yeah, it's out soon, isn't it? Yeah, because I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to buy. The only way I'll get it is if it's on like discount. So I just pick it up to add to the backlog. So by the time I'm ready to play a lot of these games, they should be on Black Friday sales. Yeah, like Black Wukong, those. Even Star Wars, I'm gonna pick up the Outlaws game, but I need to.
Outlaws, yeah.
Yeah, but when it's cheap. The only thing I've bought recently is Astro Bot, because I'm actually gonna play that in my next game. But yeah, I will pick up Star. I wanna try the Star Wars game, but yeah, I'm not paying full price for that.
Not paying full price for that. Yeah, no, I mean, the end of the year is going to be interesting. What have we got left? Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Are you getting Assassin's Creed?
Again, when it's cheap. These games go cheap really quick, and I realize that like by the time I get to these games, they cost peanuts, so there's no point to force it.
Yeah, it's true.
Like I've just played Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I can get for what I paid for it. It's all you can get everything now for like what, 20 quid or less. Get everything, and I paid near enough full price.
Yeah, this is the thing about it. So this is why, I'm going to hold off. I'm holding off on Final Fantasy 16. I think I can't remember what else is coming. Oh well, a lot of funny. Some of my most anticipated games are free. So I've got one human that is free, and then I've got Path of Exile 2 in November, which is free. So I don't have to pay anything for these games, but I would. But with what Path of Exile 2 is showing me, I want to support them, so I'll definitely buy one of their supporter packs. So I plan to definitely support the game. And that just says a lot when a game gives you so much, you want to give that money, you want to support them. Because I don't have to spend any money on it, but I actually want to give them money because I think that what I've been seeing gameplay wise, it looks incredible. So yeah, I think that brings us to the end. Saying that right, Ralph? Was there something else I'm missing?
Certainly, no. I think that is it. That does bring us to the end now. And yeah, I think we'll go around now and grab a few closing words until we come back with some revenge on how things have gone with the things we've mentioned that we didn't discuss fully today. So without further ado, Sean, closing words from yourself.
Yeah, for me, then I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue playing the WoW expansion as a new PvP season kicks off. Like they've got a mode in it that I've been waiting for a long time. for me, like something I've been waiting for years and years to be able to solo queue into like rated battleground. It's like that's finally a feature that's coming with this expansion, this new season. So I'm really excited to do that. And obviously I'm gonna definitely try to play some more Black Myth Wukong in between all of that. I need to book some time off work. That's what I need to do because I've not been using my holiday. So I need to actually book some time off work so that I can just actually try and crack down on some of these games and actually play. But yeah, same old for me. And I'm just going to continue enjoying games. So I think this has been a great year for games, especially the indies. The indie devs are definitely knocking it out of the park. And so yeah, so that's me.
And Terence, yourself.
Yeah, man. I think just gonna be taking it easy. Gonna try and catch up on a lot of shows, films. Gaming wise, just bought Astrobot, so I'm gonna try that out. Working through the backlog. Yeah, man.
Is that a VR game? It's not, is it?
No, it's normal.
Okay, that's cool.
PS. You know, Sony don't care about VR.
I'm about to say, do you think VR is over now? Do you think it's done? I think that they're all going to start giving up on VR now.
I think so. I think the not necessarily because isn't the Meta Quest meant to be really popular? So
apparently the Meta was going to make a pro version of their headset, and they apparently scrapped it because the Apple Vision Pro is not doing well. They obviously thought, Apple's going to break the scene open, and nope.
Yeah, but the Apple Vision Pro costs $3,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
$3,000.
Yeah, I don't know what they thought. They thought they were going to come in and be like, we're going to do a premium VR. VR's not even selling.
To be honest, that doesn't even make sense. Because
that's the entry point. Is that like a deluxe version or something, or is that the
no? That's the entry.
That's their headset. That's it.
Freaking heck!
So they call it a Pro. Apparently, they're going to make a cheaper version, with scrapping some of the features to obviously try and sell. But I just don't see it. People don't care about VR. People just do not care about VR.
To be honest with you, that Apple headset, if that Apple headset was affordable, it would fly off the shelves. Like,
if it was, what would you deem affordable?
I think if it cost like between £300 to £400, I think that would fly off the shelves. Like people buy Apple Watches for £600. Like that will fly off the shelves. But it's
that's real cheap price for £400. Yeah, that's a real cheap price.
Maybe a bit more, but
cause I swear, like the PSVR is like 500. Is it not?
Well, do you know they slashed the price and now it's like they're selling out.
Oh, really?
Surprising.
The PSVR too.
Yeah, but again,
need that.
Yeah, they slashed the price the other day, so it's been selling really well. It's almost as if like if you bring out hardware at an affordable price, people will buy it. Because that's one of the reasons why the Meta took off, right? Because it made it
Yeah,
affordable.
the Meta 2, yeah. But the Meta Quest 3 is more expensive, and I think that's been an issue.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
made
hearing
that
that's not
more
really flying
expensive.
off the shelves either.
Yeah, because it's too expensive. It's like,
Yeah, people don't
it's
understand.
really a price point, and it's around the 200-300 mark. If you're down there, you're gonna sell.
Yeah. The thing is, like, companies need to understand this ain't COVID no more. Like, people don't have, like, that income to be just buying electronics like they did in COVID. Like, people need to adjust.
Yeah, innit? Cost of living. They're not real. They didn't think about cost of living, and the fact that people aren't sitting at home anymore.
Yeah, that's why all the streaming sites are going bust.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People are going,
People
I
are
don't need
chilling.
to,
The thing is,
I don't need to
people
stream.
are trying to make money for the cost of living, so they're not inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're looking at it like, I don't need to spend this money on entertainment. I'll go outside, I'll
Exactly.
go get drinks, I'm going to go do what I need. And I don't think these
Exactly.
companies to mean that people's living lifestyles have changed since COVID.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Yeah, so on to my closing words. So, well, I'm going to do more of the same. So I'm going to watch some stuff that I haven't watched. I'm going to hopefully enjoy this Space Marine here. And closing words will be anyone who couldn't get Oasis tickets, too bad.
Oasis tickets.
You'll have to wait till they get back together next time.
It's almost like you're saying, don't look back in anger.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Don't back in anger.
Don't get upset, man. Don't get upset.
Or get your money up and go spend $2,000 on a ticket.
Exactly. If you couldn't tell from our voices, we're in the UK. You know, we had some riots before. Now Oasis has got back together. Goodness knows what's going to happen next. So, yeah, we'll just kick back and see. But other than that, hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll be back next time. Take it easy, guys.
Yeah.